right. What's good? What's good? What's good? Hope everybody's well. Sorry for the little bit of a late start today. My videos got up late, took too long to upload them for some reason. So I just kind of waited till it was up for half an hour before I came on, man. What's going on, DJ OC? Dave Jones in the building. What's going on, man? Kentrell LeGrew, what's up? Thanks to Boxing Fan, Andy Gill, Terrell W. Barbara D, Trav 202. Mr. Rizzo in the building. What's good? Cornelius Burnett. I haven't seen you in a minute, Cornelius Burnett. What's up? Arena's in the building. What's going on? Omega Red? Big Keith in the building. What's up? Coach Chris, sir. Good morning. Andy Gill, Cal Coolit, Gilbert Jimenez. What up, Mr. Jimenez? Let me slide all the way down to the end. If I missed you, Barbara D, don't mess with Texas. What's up, Phenomenal Show? I'm going to put links in the chat this morning. Hopefully y'all jump on this morning. Because I'm a little bit of a pissed off mood. I don't think I'm going to be able to hide that. So I think I'm just going to tell you from the outset, I'm in a little bit of a pissed off mood. But I'll try to keep it under control. What is this? Oh, okay. Yeah. So, Gervonta Davis and PBC announcements. Let's get into that first. Man, we get the David Morrell, David Benavidez fight. David Morrell and David Benavidez fight. I didn't think I was going to get that for another 6 years. To tell you the truth, I did not think we would get that for another like five years. Like, I thought we were not going to see David Morrell fight David Benavidez until they were both like full champions, and we had to argue about whether or not who was ducking who for like 3 years. Co-main or main event? I don't know. I don't know what card it is on. I'm just saying, I think it's in January. I don't know if it's main event or not. Kamal Oz said, can you cover Tim Zoo's interview with Fight Hub TV compared to the mentality and fighting spirit of Tim and Costa Zoo compared to Devin? Tim is a throwback. I saw some of Tim Zoo's interview. Look, man, here's the thing, man, with Devin. He's just got a daddy, man, that's controlling, man. You just got a very, very dad with a very, very strong personality, man. And I just don't know whether or not Devin is equipped to stand up to his dad. Seriously, man. Like, man, I worked with my dad. I worked for my dad. That's not easy, man. That's not easy. Especially when they have really, really strong personalities and you love them, so you can't have like a public front, like where there's any type of disagreement. So in case you guys didn't know, back in the 90s and 2000s, my father was fairly famous in Chicago as a businessman in Chicago. And our families had big companies, and before he retired. And it was very difficult working with him, man, because you really can't say what you think about your father to other people. You know what I mean? And you have to, so you just don't know what's going on in Devin's mind. But Devin's also he's in a catch-22, man. He can't like let go of his father, so he's kind of stuck with the situation that he has. I kind of feel for Devin in that regard. This lawsuit is just terrible. It's just bad advice. I mean, the lawsuit could work if you're thinking, look, man, we're just going to cause a storm on the internet, and we're going to try to get these people to, kind of play a little bit of a leverage game to get them in a better situation with the lawsuit. Because some people do that. They do that. They file lawsuits to try to help you along with negotiations to see if you can get something. But sometimes that shit makes you look really, really bad, man. So, you know, like today, the day that I feel, you're right, bro. Phenomenal show. I told you them boys out of Mexico will be missing the news. Yeah, nope. I'm telling you, I started listening to you on that too. Shava ESPN called the Morrell Benavidez news a week ago. Yeah, they don't play around. Those Mexican channels actually put out the news. Like, you got me listening to him, Phenomenal show. You got me listening to him. He was like, oh, for real? This guy's always giving the news? Yeah. So, anyway, man. The mentality of Devin, I don't really know his mentality, man, because Devin is in a situation where he has to do what his dad tells him to do, pretty much. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying like he's forced to, but I'm saying it's your dad, and you love your dad. You had a good relationship with your dad, and your dad is somebody that has always guided you. It's not easy just to say, okay, you're the boss. You know what I mean? Because like my dad is in his mid 80s. And when I'm around him, I still feel like a child around him. I still feel like a child. I pay my own bills. You know what I mean? I don't get any money from him. I don't ask him for anything, right? But still, it's my dad. So I still have that feeling about him when I'm around him. You are always kind of a kid to your dad. And your dad is always an adult to you. So I don't really know, man. I mean, as I look at Devin, man, and if I really want to like analyze the situation that he's in and be fair about it, like unlike, man, I'm just so tired of the beefing, man. Like I'm not gonna, if I want to look at it from an angle that is like really understanding and empathetic to Devin, I'm gonna do it from that perspective. I'm not gonna do it from the perspective of every decision he makes is right and anything that they do is right. And anybody that has any type of insight or any observations that don't suit their agenda, that they're bad people, man, that's the beefy bullshit. But if you really just want to beefy bullshit, by that I mean that's just all the stuff you're doing when you're beefing with people, overstating your case. Like when the guy jumped up here and said that he thought Gervonta Davis was underachieving. I mean, that is obviously a gross overstatement of his opinion, because there's no way that he could have actually thought about it and then said, oh, yeah, he's underachieved. Because that's silly, because he's overachieved by anybody's standard, including anyone that you should be giving him. But yet still they say it because they think it's a convincing argument or it's a shocking argument. Well, I don't know what it is, but it's a bad one. But if I was on their deal, I would say, look, man, honestly, Devin's in a tough spot, man. Devin's in a tough spot. He really is. First of all, boxing is a brutal ass sport. You really are at the center of attention because you put yourself in the center as the center of attention. So everybody is looking at you. If you do lose, a whole lot of people will be laughing at you. It's not the best situation, man. So he's trying to do the best that he can do for himself with the guidance that he has. I don't think Devin's a bad guy at all. I don't think he's a bad fighter, but also I don't think that about any of these kids. These guys are kids, man. They're kids. Even like Tio and the stupid shit Tio does and Tio says. Tio probably going to learn what an ass he is in about 10 years. But then again, his daddy acts like that. So, shit, his daddy didn't learn. So, who knows, man? Yeah, Fanon, that's tough, man. Yeah, Fanon, that's tough, man, on Devin. I feel empathy for him to man. Yeah, for him to man. Yeah, man to man, I do feel sympathy for him. I mean, you can say the fly paper. You can say that dude is soft as hell, though. I mean, you can say he's soft. That's fine. They look soft. Suing Ryan Garcia looks very, very soft. No joke. It really does. Snitching on people is never good. You never look like you're a tough guy snitching on people. But again, man, I don't think Devin's a bad guy. I think that the people that are behind Devin are bad guys. Like, I think you adults around Devin, I think you adults are the problem. I don't think the kids are the problem. I think in that case, it's the adults around the kid that are a problem. You know, I blame the adults around him because there's no way in the world my dad would told me anything but, dude, that's a punk move. No joke. My dad, there's no way my dad would back suing that. No way. My son, no way would I back that. I'll be like, son, you went to let me get this right. You want to sue these dudes because you got in a fight and got beat up when you knew there was performance enhancing testing. I'm telling you, when you go in to fight these guys, these dudes may be on juice. That's why you hired Victor Conti. Okay? You hired Victor Conti to catch people. That's what you said. So you can't turn around and act like you didn't know, son. Okay? You're fighting people, bro. You can lose teeth. Don't cry that you lost your teeth. Somebody punched your teeth out because you got in a fight. I don't know, man. Richard Prado, hey, man, what up, Richard Prado? He said, Martin, thanks for doing these live streams. I don't watch them all live often, but I always watch the replays. Have a blessed day. Thank you, Richard Prado. That means a lot, man. Mr. Prado, thank you. That means a lot, man. Kamal Oz said, Boo Boo Andrade, and Jamal rumored for Tank Card. If that's true, I'd be amped for that. That's a little early for him to fight Jamal, though, but I like it. That's putting some good matches out there. I hope that's true. Charlo versus Hurd. Somebody said Charlo versus Hurd. Charlo versus Hurd? Oh, I like that. Jermell? See, that's some good stuff, man. That's some good stuff, man. Those are good fights, man. Those are really good fights. Kentrell LaGrue said, dang, Fanon, Matchroom let go of Matisse, huh? Didn't he just signed before the product? Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So let me get this right. Subriel Matias went over to Matchroom, had one fight, lost, and they let him go. Who does that sound like to you? Who does that sound like to you? Not an exact situation. Not an exact comparison, but to me, it reminds me of Luis Ortiz and Eddie Hearn. It reminds me of Luis Ortiz. Another black Latino signed with Eddie Hearn and then didn't get shit that he was promised. That's what it looks like. I don't know what Subriel Matias' circumstance is. But, you know, he can go back on over there to Amazon. Where you came from, bub. You can go right back over there when you came from. I hope you left right. I hope you left in a way. Because you know what Al did for you. When Subriel, I don't even know what the contractual relationship is, but whoever their team is, last time I checked, Matias had lost before. And then Al Heyman brought him back on a card to get a rematch with the guy that beat him. Is Eddie giving him a rematch with Paro? No. Okay, you guys keep signing with these British dudes, bro. And don't sign. Let me tell you something, man. The number one dude for Latino boxers is Al Heyman. Like, do you know who the number one promoter is for Latino boxers? The number one promoter for Latino boxers is Al Heyman, bro. It's Al Heyman. Al Heyman is so good to Latino fighters that I'm surprised that y'all don't say he just loves Latinos. Like, for real. Dude, Rigondeaux had a career because of him. Luis Ortiz had a career because of him. Lara had a career because of him. Ortiz got a career because of him. Dude, those other dudes weren't doing anything for them. Abner Mares ain't got a problem with him. Abner Mares is, hey, guess what? You want to talk about Tim Bradley over there? What about Abner Mares on the PBC? Abner Mares still stay getting checks in the PBC. Leo Santa Cruz do you realize that Leo Santa Cruz got a promotional company that also earns money on PBC fights? And that Manny Pacquiao has a promotional company that earns money on PBC events? Do you know that Errol Spence Jr. has a fighter named Frank Martin that got paid on a PBC promotional event? Only thing, who exactly is doing this over there at Matchroom? Anthony Joshua I think he had some people signed to him that he would put on there. Where's Devin's fighters? I'm wondering, bro, what happened to Devin's fighters? Didn't Devin have Trunk Simpson signed to him and Alyssa Baumgardner? What happened to them? I don't think Shakur is going to get played by Eddie. I don't believe that. I think Shakur Stevenson's a lot sharper than y'all give him credit for. I think the fact that Shakur Stevenson stopped talking about that Tank fight and the things that he said tells you that he's smarter than Devin. I think Shakur Stevenson actually got a plan. And I think Shakur Stevenson actually got the ability to pull that plan off. He doesn't make bad moves. I've not seen him make a bad move. Now, when you got, he should have never signed with Bob Arum, but dude, he got guarantees and shots at a championship fast because he's an Olympic silver medalist. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, Shakur Stevenson is sitting nice. I think the only person that sits better than Shakur is Tank and Loma, because Loma's exchange rate for them Ukrainian rubles or whatever he gets paid in. I mean, Loma got so much money sitting over there in Ukraine. Like, dude, you got to remember, man, how much money they pay Lomachenko since he ain't even from here. Lomachenko and the Lomachenko set forever and ever and ever. So is Gervonta Davis if he don't screw his money up. Dude, come on, man. This is bubbly water, bro. Blackberry bubbly water, man. Why would I don't drink soda, man. No. No calories, no sweeteners, all smiles. So there you go, bro. Yeah, man. Dog. I'm not about to drink no grape soda, bro. Even though that is my favorite soda to drink. And if I go to Chicago and I go to Jewtown, I will definitely get me a Jew dog. I will definitely get me a burger. And I will definitely get me a grape soda, which I will do this too. Sip and pour and throw out just so I get the taste because it reminds me of Chicago. It just pains me to think some folk drink poison. Good stuff, man. Everybody's drinking poison, man. Y'all drink water. You drinking some poison. That's all they got out there in these streets. Purple drink? Nah, man. Yeah, just water. It's just water. All I do is it's all the thing I really drink is water. Don't drink milk, even though I love milk. I don't drink milk. I drink coffee. Yeah, I drink coffee and water. Those are my two. So, and my wife makes me a drink out of celery water and it's celery, not celery. Is that celery? No, what is it? Cucumber. Yeah, cucumber and lemon. Cucumber and lemon water. Anyway, Rick Timms, can you do me a favor, Rick? Can you let me drink my water in peace without feeling guilty about it? Would you mind, Rick? Like, really? I know that you don't like that. But me, since I got it in my hand, bro, would you mind if I drank this without you giving me a guilt trip about it, man? Dog, Rick, you remind me of my brother, bro. My brother be walking in the room, bro. Somebody be sitting there minding their business, puffing on a vape. And my brother will want to walk up and lecture him about their vape for a half an hour. Like, bro, will you beat it? Will you beat it telling me about my goddamn vape? Like, that's what the people be thinking. And I look at them like, man, I don't vape, but look, dude, I'm going to walk. If you vaping, oh, yeah, like, yeah, drinking, man. Yeah, no, I'm just saying, bro. But I'm still saying it's the same thing, man. You got to let people have their vices, man. Look, man, we all have our vices. You got to let people enjoy their vices, man. Because telling them about their vices all the time, bro, ain't going to do nothing but make them not want to hang out with you. Like, for real. If anything, show by example. Like, my wife wanted me to stop drinking. So every time for the last year and a half that I've asked her if she wanted a sip of wine, she would not drink with me. She'd be like, no. After she told me no to a sip of wine for like 2 years, I was realizing like, oh, she probably doesn't want me drinking in the evening. Okay, let me slow this down. And eventually, you know what I mean? Ruben said, I'm good. I appreciate you. Oh, that's not for me. Devin should have been sued for fraudulent activities, trying to compare himself to Mayweather. Oh, wow. Honestly, man, the only person that's touching fraud is Bill. Boy, Bill be touching up on fraud all the time, but there ain't no damages associated with him. So you can't sue him. Because he ain't really damaging you. Now, I ain't gonna lie, though. He plays around sometimes around Tank. And I'm thinking to myself, Bill, you better hope Tank ain't litigious like you are. Because if Tank was litigious, you could have some problems, homie. Cal Cooler said, facts, Fanon, vices prevent crime. Yeah, I'm just telling you, man, you got to let people have their vices, man. You got to let people have their vices. Even if you consider, like, take, for example, y'all think like same-sex dudes, people think that's a vice? Bro, you got to let them dudes have that. You got to be like, bro, you can think that shit is terrible, 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 terrible. You could believe wholeheartedly in the Bible that is terrible, terrible, terrible. Bro, but let he without sin cast the first stone. That's in the Bible too. So you got to let them have their vice, man. Mind your damn business and be constructive and productive for your life. So, like, I don't even get why people be spending like 15 hours arguing about how bad of people they are for what they do. When, okay, but once again, let thee without sin cast the first stone. If you got the sin, if you got a vice, you got to let them have the vice and be disgusted by it. And all the things that you can say can be right, but it's not your place to run them down. If you really truly believe that God is against that, God will run them down. Just like God will run your ass down if what you're doing is bad. Litigious learned a new word. Yeah, litigious is real. Litigious is a real word. If somebody is prone to suing you, dude, you got to be careful of them. You got to be careful of people that are willing to sue you. See, when Bill said, we don't duck no fight, we don't duck no lawsuit, bro, you got that backwards. You're not supposed to duck a fight. You're supposed to duck a lawsuit. Let me repeat. You're not supposed to duck a fight as a boxer, but you are supposed to duck lawsuits. You are not supposed to sue him unless that's the last resort. Suing somebody is supposed to be last resort. If your neighbor is doing something across the street and you don't like them, calling the police should be the last resort. If you're a husband, if you're a wife and your husband is acting a buffoon in your house, calling the police is the last resort. Because you're pulling society into your business. You're bringing everybody into your business when you call the police because that's the state. You're not supposed to pull the state in to private interactions unless you absolutely need to. So when Devin sued Ryan, that's what he did. He called the state. Now, you guys say call the cops. Because, hey, guess what? Prosecutors, even though not civil, but federal prosecutors, criminal prosecutors, they have badges. You're not supposed to call the state, but for a last resort. You're not supposed to call them to try to get cute and intimidate somebody. You're not supposed to if your boyfriend's in your house, you're not supposed to call the cops on him just because you can't convince him to leave a room that you want him out of when he lives there. Because you just may get yourself and that dude killed, pulling the entire state into your living room. So no, Bill, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to have that be a last resort. That's why that's when Deontay Wilder issued that mediation, because it was a last resort. Because Tyson Fury let it be known he wasn't going to fight him. So, last resort, I have to do this. If somebody is camped out in your house for a month, or you got to call the cops. They got to get out of here. Last resort. That's when you snitch. That's when you do that. When you cannot work it out yourself. Because you're also spending the state's money and time. But no, it's a bad look, bro. So, but you're not, it's what it is. You're supposed to go for a fight in the ring. You're supposed to duck that. You're not supposed to do that. The last thing you want to do with your neighbor is call a cop. It's the last thing. Right? Prior to moving. You know what I'm saying? Prior to moving. You're not supposed to do it because it's a very dangerous act to pull the entire government into your business. When you see that policeman walking across and that's that gun in there, that gun is on his thing, you got to act like that gun is real. When you guys see those bailiffs in that courtroom where you're suing people, you got to act like those bailiffs are real. And like that door does go to jail and they can take you through it. You're not supposed to call. You're not supposed to do it. And that's citizens. Every citizen is supposed to try to work their problems with their associates themselves first. And not for jokes. And you're not supposed to call the cops for leverage. Telling you that's how women get men killed all the time. Women have no idea how, some women, not all women, some women have no idea how dangerous it is to call your brother on somebody into your house is bad enough. Just to call your brother. But you to call a cop to come up in there? I think, you know how they say, do you call that cop and that cop kills him? That's on you. That's on the woman that called the cops. If she didn't absolutely have to. Hey, I appreciate you, Ben Tramer. He said, Fanon, I used not like your channel and used to disagree with you, but you know what you're talking about. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's important to me because there's a lot of people that think that about me. There's a lot of people that think that about me, thought that about me. But you just are filling in the blanks, bro. You don't know me. Like, you don't know me. I wrote a note to Shakur, too, just so you know. I was like, hey, man, I don't think you're ever going to come by again. But understand, son, I really like you, dude. I've seen it happen too many times. I'm telling you, you're not supposed to do it. But see, that's you got to understand what you're doing when you call them. Policemen are trained to hurt you. They're trained for that. They're really equipped to hurt you. Think about it. Their car, their uniform, their vest, their gun, their taser, their baton, all of those things, they got like 5, 6 things on him that are all about hurting you. But yet you're going to call him in your house? Anyway, that's why I'm saying Devin called the cops on boxing. He called the cops on boxing. And you don't think these people will stop boxing when you're out here claiming that, bro, this dude didn't even get hurt like that. That's the crazy thing. He didn't even get hurt like that. Dude, there are fighters that really, really got hurt in boxing matches with clean fighters. Didn't say nothing. This dude barely got hurt. This dude barely got hurt. He got up and walked out. Dude, their dudes got carried out on stretchers, didn't sue. Carried out on stretchers. Kidding me? Dude, did you see what Errol did to Eudenis Ugas? I mean, you act like he got beat up like Ugas got beat up or something. With his shit all like this. And, bro, he just got beat up, bro. It ain't that big a deal. You just got beat up a little bit, bro. Didn't nobody really believe you was Ali anyway, homie. Okay? Let's just be real. Didn't nobody really think you was Ali anyway. Ain't nobody that shocked. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, I can't. This is so unfair. Nobody would have ever thought Devin would have. Bro, pause. Yes, they did think you would lose. They thought you would lose to Shakur. You was finna lose to Shakur and not get knocked down. Ain't nobody fooling. Ain't nobody fooled. He was going to lose to Shakur and not get knocked down. He was going to stand up for 12 rounds and lose. And y'all would have called it a boring fight. But that's what would have happened to him at 135. If he had actually got in a ring with Gervonta, his ass would have got knocked out. He would have got knocked out. Let me be very straight with you. If the same Devin Haney that fought Ryan was fighting Tank that night, Devin would be dead. Devin would have seriously got hurt with Tank. That night, he would have been food for Tank. Let Tank hit you with a left hook that many damn times. You're going to fuck to sleep. Dude, ain't nobody confused. Everybody knew you was going to lose. To him and Shakur, bro, come on. And Jerron. Bro, Devin is like T.O. Devin is like Jermaine Ortiz, man. Quiet as kept. I personally think he's a little bit of a hyped up Jermaine Ortiz. And you guys may get mad at that, but look at Jermaine Ortiz fight. Look at Devin fight. Look at the level of performance with Jermaine Ortiz and T.O. and Jermaine Ortiz and Loma. And look at the level of Devin's level with Lomachenko. And Devin's level with Ryan. Devin is Jermaine Ortiz, bro. He's that level of fighter. Jermaine Ortiz, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney. That's high level. Bro, that is not Shakur. That is not Gervonta. That is not Terrence. Notice I did that. That's not Shakur. That's not Gervonta. And then I straightened my arm out and said that is not Terrence Crawford. Those dudes are elite. Gervonta specifically and Terrence Crawford specifically are elite athletes. Explosive athletes. Shakur is just a master boxer and a very good athlete. Not as explosive as the other two. But Devin is not Shakur, man. I'm just telling you. And there's no problem with that, man. I mean, for real. It's not even a shame. Like, I wish I could say that. Don't you all wish I could say? Don't y'all wish y'all could say that? What Devin can say? Hey, man, there's like 3 people in the world they think is better than me. There are like 3 people in the world that are better than me, man. Let me tell you something. If I can say that, I'm going to be the cockiest dude you ever see. Yeah, man. No, I'm not the best in the world. I'm top 3. You're top 3 in the world? Yeah, I'm top 3 in the world. Hey, well, who could beat you? I mean, honestly, man, probably Gervonta. I'd have a hard time with Gervonta. That little bastard's just fucking cold as shit. He'd be tough. Man, Shakur slippery as shit. I'd have a hard time with him, but everybody else I'm pretty sure I can beat. I think Teofimo Lopez may be a little bit of trouble, man, but, I'd get Tio. I'm not really worried about Tio. But those are the 2 dudes really that I think, those are the 2 dudes that I think that are my toughest challenges, man. Dude, that's saying a lot, man. That's saying a lot, bro, about how great a fighter you are. But see, we don't want Devin to be happy about that. That's not enough. You're just trash if you're not the best. You're just trash. See, that's how they do boxers, bro. That's how they like to do you. You're just trash if you're not number 1. That's how you guys can get around to this Deontay Wilder's a failure and Gervonta. Deontay Wilder's a failure. He's never done anything in his career. Although he has 10 title defenses of a WBC championship and he's a bronze medalist, he still hasn't done nothing. That's how you get to that stupid type of conversation. Or a conversation, this stupid conversation. Gervonta Davis is still a prospect. He's a 30-year-old prospect with championships in 3 divisions and multiple wins over current and former world champions. And he's got the top 3 plus minuses in all of boxing. But he's a prospect. He's just a 30-year-old prospect. That's how you get to it. When you guys don't think it's okay to be number 2. Bro, number 2 pays a lot of money. Number 2 pays a lot of money. You guys out here clowning Arrow, right? Bro, number 2 that night pulled out about 30 mil. Number 2 Arrow pulled, the number 2, the former number 2 welterweight in the world, Arrow. Bro, I think he's sitting on a stack. I heard he's sitting on a stack. It ain't bad to be number 2. But try to tell that to number 395. 395 want to act like he's number 2 because number 2 ain't number 1. Man, look. You guys are being way too hard on these fighters. Way too hard on these fighters for things that they don't have control over. You don't give people credit for what they accomplish. You don't. In any other profession, being a world champion, even one time, is huge. Being an NBA champion one time is huge. Winning one major. Do you know Andy Roddick won one major way back in 2006? And he's been earning a living off of his one U.S. major in tennis for the last almost 20 years. He's been eating off that one major championship. You all want to act like boxing championships don't mean anything. Oh, it's only one championship. He ain't a real millionaire. He's only got 100 million. He doesn't have 500 million. Dude, you ain't got 50. So what are you telling these dudes they failures for? I mean, for real, why should Errol Spence Jr. be walking around ever and feeling like a failure around y'all. Dude, something is wrong, bro. Something's wrong with the world when a man can be that successful and you guys run around calling him a failure. That's got to be funny for Shakur to sit up here. If I'm Shakur, this is what I'm doing listening to y'all. I can't believe these no-talent bums. Like, I can't believe these no-talent, ain't never done shit as bums are telling me what I can't do. I'm a 3-division champion and an Olympic silver medal and an Olympic silver medalist. And you're talking to me. Dude, myself, Martin Blackwell, I don't even like talking to you all when you come up, not some of y'all. You know who the dudes I like. I have a hard time talking to y'all about anything. Because y'all talk about shit you don't know so freely that you begin to believe that just because you can complete the sentence, that the people listening to you don't know you're not saying shit. Exactly. Errol took his lickety and keeps on ticking. Took his licks and kept on ticking. Deron MacArthur said, hey, good morning, Brother Martin. They can't handle the truth. Bro, that's the truth. Dude, Shakur ain't got shit to be ashamed of. Dude, Shakur, Deontay Wilder. Y'all are running around trying to make that man feel bad about himself. I can't believe I'm seriously, at the beginning I was dumbfounded. Hold on, you're talking about Deontay Wilder, the world champion? The guy that had 1 million people watching him on Showtime? You mean the Olympic bronze medalist, the real exciting fighter? He's what? He's a failure? Didn't he pick up boxing at like 19? Didn't he set out to do everything he said he was going to do? And then after he accomplished everything he said he was going to do, he was like, man, let me try to give it another one for my fans, and still willing to give it to you for his fans. But you dudes out here talking about this man and talking about and it'd be some dudes for real at the same time like Rollo will be bragging about being in the pen 10 years. And then start talking shit about dudes like that. Man, let me tell you something, man. Shakur Stevenson, dude, not everybody's got the same talent, dog. You do, man. Pernell Whitaker was not a huge puncher. He could punch. He wasn't a huge puncher. But here's the link, man. Please join the link today because I said I was in a bad mood, man. Because I'm trying to get to these conversations so maybe we can make some progress on you dudes. You guys are just doing too much. Bajan said, Devin Haney channel saying Ryan will be a B-side. Super B in the rematch with Haney. What you think, Fanon? Did anybody really say that? Let me tell you something. Devin let me tell you something. Bijan. Devin. Let me answer this question for Devin. Devin, do not worry about being the A side or the B side. Get paid in gross revenue. Sometimes the solutions to your problem ain't that complicated. The next fight you have, Devin, you insist on a minimum that is high. And you get paid out of the revenue of the fight. You can be the B side. It doesn't matter if you're the A side if you're getting 60% of net profit. What difference does it make being the A side or having a 64-40 split? If your split is out of net profit. Bro, I can't believe we were having these discussions all this time about splits. 60-40, 70-30, and you idiots didn't know we were talking about gross revenue. You all thought we were talking about net profit. All the time, bro, these dudes are out here on YouTube talking about 60-40, 70-30. These dudes were talking about net profit. But you know something? YouTube channels, shut up. I will insist that every time I talk about splits now forward, I will say, oh, I need 60-40. I need 60% of the gross revenue. That's what I'm going to say to y'all. I'm going to say I need 60-40 of the gross revenue, just in case you don't think 60-40 of the net profit. Why are you dummies talking about percentages? No, I'm sorry. Let me be real, man. Let me talk about it like a professional would. Look, man, you guys got to do me a favor here, okay? I think it's wise that you seek sound financial advice. I also think it's wise that you listen a little bit less to these people on YouTube channels because they're really just sensationalizing everything. Okay, they're sensationalizing everything. And that's fine. That the sensationalism is fine. You don't have to fix the sensationalism. Continue to say that you make $50 million when you made $400,000. I don't mind you doing that. You can go have an interview with Forbes magazine and lie about how much you're worth to them. I don't care about that. The only thing that I care about is that you don't lie to yourself. The only person that you shouldn't lie to is yourself. I'm going to tell you right now, bro, I got money in the bank. Man, I got food, but I'm not lying to myself every morning when I get out of bed and say, I got to get up and work. Why? Because I may have money today, but I might not in 6 months if I don't get my ass up and go to work. Okay? I have to be real with myself. If you are sitting there and you don't know what a contract is really, shut your ass up. That's for you, boxing hacker. If you don't know what a contract is, really, truly, shut your ass up about them. You don't see me talking about heart surgery because I'm clueless about heart surgery. Yesterday, that dude named Dave said, boxing hacker cannot be a programmer and an engineer at the same time. Guess what I said? I said, I don't know why that is. That dude named Dave, can you tell me what that means? And you know what happened? This amazing thing happened. About 15 people in the chat that work in systems told me what it meant. So do you know what I knew right away? I knew what it meant. And I wasn't stupid enough to act like I did know what it meant in front of people that do know what it means. The YouTube channels can say, this is to your question, Bijan. YouTube channels can say that Devin Haney is the A side, that Devin Haney is the A side until they're purple in the face. And the internet blows up. Okay? That doesn't matter as long as Devin doesn't believe it. Because I already told you, there is no such thing as an A side and a B side in a negotiation. But you guys want to use these stupid fucking buzzwords that these YouTube channels throw around. There is no A side and B side to a negotiation. There's an A side and a B side to an event. Because the A side is who everybody comes to see, and the B side is who everybody is going to watch the A side fight. In a negotiation, it is about best alternative to an negotiated agreement. BATNA. That is what negotiations are about. That is 60-40, 70-30 net profit, gross revenue. That is something you called negotiations. And there is no A side and B side to a negotiation. There is only his best alternative and your best alternative. And if his best alternative is better than what you're offering him, he says, see you later. And if your best alternative is better than what they offer you, you say, see you later. If neither one of you have a better offer from anybody else than what you're getting from each other, you say, let's get it together. Let's make it happen. Let's roll. See, that is negotiations. That is not A side plus B side. A side and B side is literally about who is the most famous and who are people coming to see. But as you learned in a negotiation, it's about net profit and gross revenue, things like that. It doesn't matter if you're the big name on the marquee, if you're getting paid 70% of net profit. And the promoter from the B side is taking all the revenue. It's almost like you guys are focusing on things that are not important. Because once the A side and B side is done and that fight is agreed to, it don't matter. Because both people are getting paid off everything that comes through. See, the A side and B side is not a competition. A side and B side is a partnership. See, the only real competition between the A side and the B side is who's going to win the boxing match. The rest of the boxing match is actually a partnership where they both benefit from the ticket sales. They both benefit from the pay-per-view. They both benefit. Now, they may benefit to a different degree based off the negotiations, but it is a partnership, which is why Bill's approach to boxing is so bad, because he doesn't look at it as a partnership. He looks at it as from what I can see, is an opportunity to take advantage of you. That was my problem with the negotiation style of Terrence Crawford. Not that I don't think he's smart. Not that I don't think he's a great fighter. Not that I thought he was afraid or ducking. My philosophy of negotiations is that when we are negotiating a deal, we are looking for a partnership because we both need to profit. If you don't go into a boxing match with your opponent thinking that you're partners, somebody's going to have a bad experience. You are only truly competing against them in the ring. Outside of the ring, you're working together. And you guys don't even understand that about all boxers. Outside the ring, you're working together. When Errol fans and Terrence Crawford fans were going each other, they were working together to increase the visibility of Errol and Terrence. You guys have any much idea how much money that generated outside of that fight for people? And how much interest that generated for people in the name of Terrence? Bro, come on. They got free press. They got free press for like 4 years. You guys act like that doesn't matter. Like that's not a partnership. It is. Floyd and Manny got super rich with each other over the course of years. Think about it. Think about how much money Manny Pacquiao and Floyd made going back and forth with each other. Before they even got in the ring, they made millions and millions and millions of dollars, bro. So Manny Pacquiao might have made $60 million before he touched the fight. Because it's a partnership. You're not supposed to tell your partner not to fight other people. You're not supposed to shit on every fight they got. You're supposed to say, yeah, that's the dude. I'm trying to get that dude. Yeah. Because it generates interest and everybody gets money together. Whether you're seriously, man, Vegas wins either way, don't they? Vegas doesn't matter which fighter wins. Vegas wins. In boxing, really, it doesn't matter which fighter wins. Boxing ultimately wins because everybody went to the venue that day. Everybody bought the tickets. Everybody bought the pay-per-views. You dumbasses are running around here trying to tell people not to buy pay-per-views. and not to buy tickets for other people's fights. Killing the interest of fight fans, which are nagging and bitching between each other. When ultimately you guys are all making money together. You boxing people confuse me. You're not really, dude, you guys are not like information systems companies. Okay? They can, and they will partner when they need to. Matter of fact, those guys will all partner when they need to. All of the telecommunications companies, if there's one policy that's bad for the telecommunication industry, you better believe every single solitary one of those telecommunication companies are saying the same thing to the government, even though they all compete with each other. They come together as an industry to protect the industry, because if you don't protect the industry, there is no money for any of you. If P. Diddy and Russell Simmons and whoever these people are running down the name of black musicians and hip hop, it's only a matter of time, bro, before that shit stops. Hip hop only been around since 1980, bro. What happened to bebop? Bebop is gone, inhaled in a storm of what? Heroin, probably. Jazz, you know what killed jazz? Heroin. You know what's going to kill hip hop? Perversion. Heroin killed jazz. Perversion's going to kill hip hop. Telling you. I'm telling you. Because these moguls are going to be made an example of, because people can make money off of that. But people don't appreciate that. That now all of the stuff that Diddy did for hip hop, now all of hip hop is tearing all of hip hop down based off the bad things that he did. You guys, boxing's an industry, man. It's an industry. You guys are supposed to work to not, you guys, you know what it is called? Cooperation. You're supposed to have cooperation. You're supposed to, Bob Arum and Don King had great cooperation. But Don King took the heavyweights, Bob Arum took the lightweights, and for years those guys worked together. And boxing was fine with two. Because every once in a while they would compete, but when they compete, they would put cards on together. Bob Arum and Don King cooperated for the benefit of both of them. You all are in here trying to tear down American promoters and American fighters to help the Brits and to help the Saudis. Devin ain't even fighting with American promoters. He's running out of the country. Man, we're Americans, man. And I'm telling you, when you black American fighters start acting like each other, like being American with each other matters, I think that's when you guys are going to start doing a lot better. Because you guys may not admit it, but Lamont Roach just got an opportunity Subriel Matias will never get with Matchroom. Lamont Roach, I hope I didn't say Mount Pierre. Lamont Roach is getting an opportunity with Gervonta Davis that Luis Ortiz would never get with Matchroom. Erislandy Lara's got opportunities with the PBC, bro. Ain't nobody giving Lara but that. Dude, if you guys pass a buck to American fighters and you don't let somebody like Gervonta, you don't let American people try to discourage an American fighter in Gervonta Davis from getting an American fighter a payday and an opportunity in Lamont Roach. And you're going to run out here and talk about how he should be fighting people. Nah, man. Lamont Roach getting a name means if Lamont Roach performs well, even if he loses and he performs well, that means we can be more interested in the next Lamont Roach fight. And somebody else can fight Lamont Roach, and Lamont Roach can be part of a good fight. Just like when Gervonta Davis beat Isaac Cruz still went up to 140 and became a name at 140 and gave us good fights. You all don't want to allow Lamont Roach to become a good name. You don't even want him to get the shot. You do not even want him to get the shot. You are literally out here telling people, black Americans, giving Black Americans opportunities, not asking anybody else. That is a black man in Al Heyman and a black man in Gervonta Davis giving a black man in Lamont Roach an opportunity. And y'all don't want him to have it. Then you want to cry about Kamala Harris and what she ain't doing for black people while you steady shitting on them in the workforce that you're in. I better never hear none of y'all talking about Kamala Harris with what y'all are doing to Lamont Peters, to Lamont Roach. They're both from D.C. Sorry about that, Lamont Roach and Lamont Peterson. Obviously, they're both from the A area, both named Lamont. I don't want to hear nothing from y'all about Kamala Harris if you stand in the way of Lamont Roach getting payday. You can't say you pro-black business and you don't want that man to eat. You don't want Tank to eat either. So you say he can't even have a fight. You don't even want, there may be $25, $30 million on the table. You don't want Lamont to get none of it. And you don't want Gervonta to have none of it. You want him to sit around and wait till next year and fight Williams Zepeda. But yet y'all talking about what y'all do for black boxing. And y'all foundational black Americans. And y'all some foundational black Americans. But y'all some foundational black Americans that think we should get what we need before the immigrants, right? But yet you out here saying don't give us no business at the same time. I don't get it. It's almost like you're complaining about Venezuelan immigrants, but yet renting all your apartments out for FEMA money to house them. And it's cool because you're making money off the profit from the project. Well, that's cool. Man, y'all ain't consistent in nothing. Y'all ain't consistent in nothing. If somebody said, I don't think we should be looking at all of this tribal, what did King used to call it? The tribal nature. That's how King introduced himself as a racist to me. He said, your problem is that you have a tribal nature. And what's my tribal nature that these people said I have? That I want the young men that are the sons and the daughters of my peers, I want them to do well in my country. Unabashedly, unashamed. I want in D.C., the kids in Southeast D.C., I want them to produce 5 tanks. Yes, I do. Unabashedly, I want that for them. You don't want Lamont Roach to do nothing. You want him to fail so you can continue to tell the same story. America ain't got no fighters. Meanwhile, you got Devin and Bill acting like they're king black folk, doing the exact same thing. Shitting on black fighters. Shit. And then what did he say on my show? Bill said it. Bill said it to LaToya. Shout out to LaToya from the Chi. What did Bill tell LaToya from the Chi? Can somebody put up there with Bill Haney? Can somebody tell me what LaToya, a regular contributor to the channel, what Bill Haney told her when she was on the channel talking about Tank? He said he didn't care. When she said, you have to understand, Bill, Gervonta Davis means a lot to us in Baltimore. And, you know, she's from Chicago. But she's talking about people in Chicago. She was like, and Baltimore. She don't understand, Bill. We really want to support Devin. We understand where you come from. You come from where we come from. You know, you got to understand, man, there's a lot of kids out there who are not trying to be in gangs. There's a lot of kids that are out there who are trying to figure out how they can earn a living, what they can do. And they look up to these boxers. They look up to Tank. And when you tear down Tank, you are isolating them because you are making, like when you show a picture of a monkey, Tank as a monkey, you're showing a picture of them as a monkey. Because he's their champion. But what did Bill say? Bill said, I don't care. He's not my son. That's basically what he said. He's like, man, I don't care about nothing but Devin. In one breath, he said, I don't care about nothing but black folk. And then when LaToya said, but dude, you're tearing down black people, he said, I don't care about them. I only care about my son. And I'll tear down anybody. This is me paraphrasing. And I'll do what I got to do to support my son. That's admirable for your son. But bro, that's not admirable for boxing. Devin's not my son. But I do want him to have the opportunities because I want my son to have the opportunities. Bro, these people would not give Lamont Roach a chance. Man, Lamont Roach could be the best fighter in the world, bro. He could be the best fighter in the world. Dude, they still may not feature him. You know what would happen to him? He may be forced to fight at 147. I mean, do you guys know what boxing is? If Gervonta Davis didn't have Al Heyman, dude, and he had been signed by somebody else, Gervonta Davis may have been fighting it. He may be fighting at he might have been fighting at 140 at age 20. Because they wouldn't give him a fight at 126, 130, or 135. They would just say, dude, hey, man, he's too good. We're not fighting him. He got to keep moving up. See, that's that bullshit y'all trying to pull on Devin. I mean, on Gervonta. You trying to treat Gervonta like they be treating other dudes. And how those other dudes go up. They go up because they can't get a fight. I can point it out. I can tell you the people that it happened to. Chris Bird. Chris Bird is a light heavyweight, man. He couldn't even get signed as a light heavyweight. He had to turn pro as a heavyweight. And as a result, who did he fight? Vladimir Klitschko, Vitaly Klitschko, Peterson, Samuel Peters, and all these guys so much bigger than him. But he still won a championship because that's how Cody is. But what would he have been if he could have fought at 175? Dude, I'm telling you, Chris Bird, there ain't no way these dudes beating Chris Bird at 175. If Chris Bird can really weigh 175 and he could punch at 175, these dudes ain't beating him. Chris Bird might have gone down as the greatest heavyweight, a light heavyweight or cruiserweight ever. If he had not been so good that nobody would fight him in the smaller weight classes. Dude, that's why these dudes had to go up in weight, man. But you guys act like those politics ain't real. Gervonta Davis is not subject to those politics because he's got the money. But you want to make him subject to that. You just want to say, well, because nobody wants to fight him at 147, he has to move up. He has to move up. He has to move up. No, he doesn't. Tank, you stay your little ass right where you are. And I mean that, bro. like I would say that too, Tank. I'd be like, man, Tank, look, man. Just my 2 cents. I know you don't care about my opinion. But you also have to be a realistic person, Tank. You're 5'3.5". You're 5'3.5", bro. You're about $150 soaking wet outside the ring. Nah, bro, don't keep fighting these big guys, dog. That's a matter of time before that goes wrong. I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time. If Gervonta Davis has to continue to fight guys that are 5'9" and 5'10", that weigh in at 170, 175, it's a matter of time before that kid loses. And why? Because he's not that big. Gervonta can stay at 135 and beat these dudes for the next decade of people moving up. But you guys say, no, if you're really great, you won't win for a straight decade and have everybody coming to you unless you do something blatantly stupid and go fight 5'10", 6 foot guys who really should be at 160. If Tank did that, Tank would be lying to himself. If his training team was telling him different, they won't be telling him any different. That's what they're saying. Gervonta's a 135er. You guys have to accept that. Gervonta Davis's weight class is 135, and that's it. If you think he needs to move up, then find somebody that is worth it in the cash they bring for him to take the chance. And you can like it or you can lump it. Believe it. Because that's what Tyson Fury does. That's what Canelo does. That's what all the other champions get to do. Carlo, let me tell you, Rollo, your mama's a bitch. Okay? You the true coward because you can click this link, Rollo. Rollo, you are what you call an uneducated peon. That's what you are, Rollo. You're an uneducated peon. Dude, I got to start speaking the truth to you, Rollo. Rollo, you're an uneducated peon. I don't respect you. You never tell the truth. You're just blatantly jealous of people that people like to talk to. That's why I call you a peon. Oh, if you don't know what peon means, Rollo, that means you're not really important. I can take it or leave it. Kind of like Devin's a peon right now. Is Devin a peon right now? Let me see. Yep, Devin's a peon right now. You know what happens to peons? Hey, does anybody want to know what a peon is? Anybody want to know, get an example of how you know when you're a peon? Put a 1 in the chat so I can give you an example of when you know you're a peon. When somebody sees you as a peon. I just need the 1 before I tell y'all why I'm telling y'all how you know you a peon. This is how you know you're a peon. If you get on a plane, fly all the way to London, you have the name of the promoter, you have the number of the promoter in your phone. And you tell him, hey man, I'm here, where's my ticket? And he says, your ticket is at the ticket box. Give me your credit card, pay, bitch, pay. That's when you're a peon. That's when you're a peon. When they don't even care. You're a peon when you travel all the way to London to meet Turki Al-Sheikh and he won't talk to you. And he won't let you in the building until you pay up. Like every other peon. If Gervonta Davis had shown up to London, Gervonta Davis would have walked right through that door with no ticket. They would have told Gervonta Davis, go around to the back where the security is. Go around to the back where the security is. Don't worry. We'll send our head organizer over to you to make sure you get the ticket. You better believe they'd have done that for Gervonta. If he had shown up and said, hey, Eddie, I'm at the door. There would have been a firestorm. You know what it would have been? Hey, Gervonta, come take a picture with me. Eddie would have been right there with his hand on the shoulder of Gervonta. Taking pictures. Like, Gervonta's at the matchroom fight. Gervonta's at the matchroom fight. Oh my God, Gervonta went to London. Hey, red alert, call TMZ. Somebody call TMZ. Somebody call TMZ. Hey, I gotta go, baby. I gotta go. I gotta do a video. That's what y'all would be doing. That's what y'all would be doing. Oh man, hold on, everybody. Stop the presses. Hey, I gotta go home, man. I gotta do a video. I gotta drop a video before it gets out. Oh my God, Tank's leaving Al Heyman. Imagine it. Bro, let me break it to you. Gervonta Davis does not have to buy a ticket to go to an Eddie Hearn event. I barely have to. Oops, what did I say? Oh, I said I barely have to. Me. I barely have to pay for his fights. I really don't even have to pay for the fights. I could call somebody and be like, hey, man, can I get on your ticket list? Oh, yeah, no worries. But I don't do that. I buy the ticket myself because I don't want anybody to ever put it on the internet. Yeah, they ain't be getting this tickets bought. So I buy it myself. But, bro, you guys are tripping, man. Y'all tripping. Eddie would send the car, roll out the red carpet, make sure Tank had the best seat. You better believe it. You better believe it, Rollo. You better believe it. I don't treat, yeah, but you're a peon, Rollo. Eddie almost called security. Oh, Eddie almost called security on him. Hey, look, man. That's because Devin Haney makes bad business decisions. I don't think you guys even know what business is, really. I don't think you guys know what business is. Like, do you guys think business is only when you like? That's interesting, man. What do you guys think business is? Are you guys? I'm wondering if you guys are really that poorly educated. That you guys don't even really know what business is. When you say, hey, man, that's bad business. When I say, hey, bro, you shouldn't say that Gervonta Davis got elevated to the WBA super title, boy, that's really bad business. Okay, this is what I mean by I don't think they know what business is. I think you're talking about every transaction. I think when you guys think, I'm suspecting that when you're talking about quote unquote business, you're talking about transactions. You're thinking like this, like I'm going to do the street stuff. I have $10,000. I need a brick. I'll buy the brick. Here's the $10,000. Give me my brick. And then I give my brick to these dudes. And then I said, but you guys are just thinking about the transactions, only the transactions. You guys are only thinking about the transaction. That's why you think of a contract like it's a transaction. It's not a transaction, it's a relationship. And you guys don't bring any of the relationship managing aspect. That's why I'm saying I don't think you guys really know what the fuck business all entails. Many of the things that you're saying is just political bullshit and corruption. No, it's not. It's your misunderstanding of the basic fundamental principles of business. See, now that I know that you don't know what net profit is versus gross revenue, I now know all the other shit you don't know. Because if you don't know that, you don't know the more complex things. Definitely not the relationships things. I'm telling you, Bill Haney has no clue about the relationship side of business. None. And I'm going to prove it. He was talking to me and didn't even know it. Bro, I'm telling you when I say it. He was talking to me and he didn't even know it. Have any idea how much money he could have made fucking with me? Or not lost? Seeing as he doesn't know what net revenue is, and seeing as they've made their entire everybody in black YouTube hate his son? He doesn't know business. The most important thing about business is to have people like you. It's the number one thing in all of business is for people to like you. Really, if people do not like you, you will not be successful. That is a basic business principle. And you guys don't understand that because you work very, very hard to ensure that that's not the case. You make lifelong enemies out of people who absolutely have the ability to destroy you. Do you have any idea how smart I am? And I say that shit with absolute positive arrogance. Do you not know the shit that I can figure out? The problems that I could help you solve if you just respected me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking to young black people about contracts for hours, and they don't learn a thing because they don't listen and they don't respect it. Where I can talk to somebody else that respects it and understands, bro, they will walk out and send me $100 and say, God dog, man, thank you. Shit. And tell me I'm lying. Y'all hear people come on the channel and say that shit about their personal business. But that's what I'm saying. You all don't know shit because you can't tell who knows shit and who doesn't know shit. See, when you think you know, when you want to act like you know everything, but you really don't, you will never be able to tell who are the people that really know it and who are the people that are faking it. It took you Negroes about 4 years to believe I knew what a contract was. After I had about 30 lawyers up here, and at least 10 of them got done dirty. If you won't believe that I am educated and really know what I'm talking about, bro, matter of fact, fuck that. If you don't believe Tank can fight, you are lying to yourselves. Like, you Negroes really believe this dude can't fight? Even during the time, I swear, even during the time of Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, I said it every day. Dude, are you dudes crazy? Terrence Crawford is not. Dude, Terrence Crawford can fight, man. I said that shit till I was purple in the face. All people heard was, you're hating on Tank. You're hating on Terrence. You're hating on Terrence. You're hating on Terrence. You're hating on Terrence. No, I'm not. I'm telling you, this dude is one of the, oh my God, he's crazy good. Don't hear nothing but what you want to hear. Devin got paid in a carnival tickets fighting Ryan, and now he wants to take, pretty much. That's the worst deal he could have got. Seriously, man, that's the worst deal he could have got. I think that's worse than that Kovalev deal. I do think it's the worse than that Kovalev deal. It is worse than that Kovalev deal. Damn. That shit is worse than that Kovalev deal. Wow. Okay, I got to share a story with you. Several years ago, when Andre Ward was rematching Sergey Kovalev, I gave a live stream, and I still believe Andre Ward and them people listened to me on this because he did exactly what I said to do. It was like the first instance where I was like, yeah, okay, these dudes are listening. Thank God. These guys were trying to force Andre Ward into a rematch, right? Doing all kind of stuff, all kind of press, full court press on Andre Ward. Same thing you see with Gervonta. Trust me, they were doing the same thing to Andre Ward. Killing Andre Ward over Kovalev. Killing him. So I was doing videos, and I was like, man, if I was Andre Ward, you know what I'd do? I mean this shit too. I was like, look, this is what I would do if I was Andre Ward, because I don't like Kovalev. If you say you got a rematch clause, no worries, I'll do your rematch clause. As long as it doesn't have a dollar amount in the rematch clause, which after I said that, promoters started fixing. But at the time, promoters hadn't caught on. At least the ones that I knew about hadn't caught on. Anyway, Andre Ward said, because they're not lawyers, they're like managers and stuff like that. But anyway, Andre Ward, I was like, man, if I was him, I would offer him nothing for the purse bid. I mean, for a purse. I wouldn't give him a dime. And I would make him get everything on the back end. No joke. That's what I said. And do you know what the purse was for Kovalev in the second fight with Andre Ward? 0. They didn't give him any money. And all he got was back end. And I thought to myself, I was like, okay, man, good. They listen. Shit, they listen. Because that's what Andre Ward should do to Kovalev. Kovalev. And see, let me explain to you why I say that he should have done that. Why Andre Ward was right to do that. Because Kovalev was not behaving as a partner with Andre Ward. He was running Andre Ward's name down with all them nigger this. I'm sorry, I used the N-word, hard R, but all that stuff he was doing during the time. He was putting out all these crazy things. All these fans were talking crazy about Andre Ward. And I was like, man, you know what? These dudes ain't trying. They're not really partnering with Andre. They running Andre's. Man, dude, if they're going to force you to take the fight, bro, take all the money. And force him not to fight you. Give him an offer where he don't make no money unless it literally comes out the back end. And that's what happened. And then Andre Ward retired off that. He retired off that Kovalev fight, in which he didn't pay Kovalev any money in the purse. Only in the back end for the pay-per-view. Dre, I didn't miss nothing. Bro. The kid don't miss nothing. The kid don't miss things like that, bro. Believe it. Y'all ain't hit me with no check hook. Fucking, that's a guy. You know what that is? That net profit offer, that's a check left hook. Just throw that shit out there and see if you hit him with it. Hey, can anybody tell me if that's what a check left hook is? Isn't that what a check left hook is? Don't you just throw the punch because you think the person's going to be there? Is that somebody tell me if that is what that is? I think that's what that is. It's something you throw. Barbara. Hey, man, Martin, I wish I could save all your live streams. So informative. I got all of them for you. I got all my live streams for you, Barbara. I got them all. They're all on the channel. Thank you so much. Gary said, you are the best thing on YouTube. Thank you, Gary. Bro, seriously, man, I want to tell you, read that. No, man, when I am his dude, I had this argument with somebody. Man, I swear, bro. I hate when people are not recognized for their greatness. Ain't nothing bothering me worse than that, man. I really hate it, man. Like, I have a personal problem with that. When you guys steal people's credit. I don't like that, man, because I've had my credit stolen. I don't like when people steal my credit. I'm cool. I'm cool with, like, you guys ain't got to celebrate me. You don't have to say that I'm the best on YouTube. I don't believe that. I appreciate you when you guys say it. But on the real, I'm just being me. Like, this is literally just me. Like, I would talk to anybody, any place. And really, I feel so blessed to have this channel that sometimes I be talking to myself. I'm like, man, I can't believe I got people listening to me. It's just such a blessing, man. But I'm telling you, dead set, bro. My IQ is over 160 in both analytical and over 160 in analytical and abstract tests. Dude, I have never not been able to understand something. And that's why I spent so much time in my life in hospitals. Like, I'll tell y'all the truth. Like, for real. That's like, y'all remember that stuff that happened to me? That has happened to me several times in my life, bro, and it's all connected to it, dude. Literally, I am handicapped in that regard. Like, I really cannot hold jobs in certain areas because of that. Because it's not easy for me to listen to things that other people will listen to. It's really torturous for me for you to lie to me as a mental illness. Like, really and truly, every time King lies to me, I get infuriated about it. And that is because I've seen so many people take the accomplishments of other people, claim them, and claim their accomplishments and dismiss them. Like Devin did to Gervonta. For Bill Haney to get out there and call his son the face of boxing right on the back of Gervonta Davis's #1 accomplishment. The man said, if you're so smart, then why did you end up in a crazy house? Oh, I'll tell you why. Because you are legally insane at a certain point of intellect. By definition, you're insane. Because you don't see the same reality that other people see. I don't know what else I can say. You can believe me, you cannot believe me. I just have to tell you the truth. Because my reality is slightly different than your reality. And your reality is slightly different than the other person's reality. Because we all kind of live within our own context. So if you have somebody that's an artist, man, they see beauty everywhere. Artists see the world. You don't see the world like an artist sees the world. You can see the same things, but you don't see the world the same way a great writer sees the world. The great writer sees everything in the world as a story. When you seriously read the interviews of writers, and they'll say, man, I'm a great writer because everything in this world is a story to me. They're great at that because that's how they are. That's how they think. Einstein came up with the theory of relativity because that's what he thinks. You got other people think that's complicated. He didn't. He just said shit's relative. It's relative. There is no real truth. Time, space, continuum. That is basically just saying that all time and the illusion of space bends. It means it changes, which means it is relational, which also means that your reality is relative. It's relative. The theory of relativity is not some complicated theory, but it does have profound reverberations. If you had not accepted what Einstein had said, and Einstein said, let me tell you guys all of this. Look, I know you think we're really moving at this speed, but we're really not moving at this speed. And they'd be like, what do you mean, Einstein? What do you mean? Think about it. I can touch your hand, can't I? Put your hand up. And they, right? See how we just did high five on this train? Look outside. Everything looks like it's moving at light speed. So clearly, our speed is relative to our position relative to time and space. Don't you get it? See, that shit would be confusing as hell to a lot of people. But it's not confusing to him because that's how he thinks. You would be surprised how many really brilliant people cannot figure this out. Please explain to me what it is to be in a rock and a hard place, between a rock and a hard place. Man, I was around people that were straight A students, bro. They could not figure that out. What does it mean to be between a rock and a hard place? Man, black people know what that's like to be between a rock and a hard place. It means damned if you do, damned if you don't. See, Rollo, that's why I can take your box truck and I can compare your raggedy ass box truck and that fight you didn't go to with Devin as a microcosm of Devin's terrible experience that he's going through right now. See, Rollo, you're a fake, but Devin thinks you're real. You did not buy the ticket to his fight that you said that you were going to pay. You did not go to his fight. All you do is bump your lips in fantasy land. And this young man confuses what you say, which is your lip bumping, and what you actually do, which is not support him. Rollo, you talk all that shit. Your mama didn't even buy the fight. But yet, Devin believes that you are his supporter. You're as worthless as that fake ass box truck you lie about. Jeep Red Boy, thank you, brother. Thank you, Jeep Red Boy. Rollo waited outside to drive Devin to the hospital. Man, please. Please. Rollo's ass was sitting right there in his mama's living room. Rollo was sitting there right in his right in his mama's living room, hoping she'd go to work so he could get that raggedy ass broad he got with to come on home with him. Without annihilating certain current, aka AC, we wouldn't be talking about now. Thank you, Tesla. What is that? Rollo, you're a fuckboy. I don't want to talk to you. Bro, you're a peon. I already told you you're a peon. Rollo, I don't want to talk to you, bro. I have you blocked on all channels except Twitter. And your gump ass still want to talk to me. Why you want to talk to me so much, Rollo? Why? Why you want to talk to me so bad? I wonder why that is. I mean, for real. I wonder what it is. I'll be talking for 5 hours, bro. You be here 5 hours waiting to talk. I literally got to block you in all kind of areas to keep you from wanting to talk to me. That's some hoe ass activity, Rollo. Just letting you know. Generally speaking, other men might call that bitch-like behavior. I mean, for real. I bring up your name because you type in the chat. Hey, dummy, this is why I bring up your name, dummy. Because you type in the chat. Bro, look, man. Just leave me alone. And you won't have to hear anything I have to say. You know what I'm saying? I can lie about being a lawyer. I can lie about being smart. I can lie about just let me sit here and lie, bro. Just let me sit up here and make all this shit up. And so I can get you to come and debate me. Oh, I forgot. You don't do that. You call me names. I forgot. We don't debate anymore. We just jump on the channel so you can call me a bunch of names. That's what that is. Man, let me tell you, man. You really's a hoe. Damn, man, nigga, you's really a hoe. Man, you gonna get up here and talk like that. Man, you know, you's really a hoe. That's what it really is. You really a hoe. You ain't really with the black people like me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't suffered like me, bruh. That's what you want to do. Tell me about your woe is me ass life. Like I'm supposed to give a fuck. Excuse my language, mama. Berto said, agreed, Fanon, can't get any better than this. Bro, I'm telling you, man, I'm tired of it, man. I'm sick of it, bro. Bro, I'm not like you, Rollo. I know I'm not like you. You're a bum, Rollo. Rollo, you're a bum. Of course I'm not like you. I work very hard not to be like you. Matter of fact, it was one of my greatest goals in life, not to be a 45-year-old man putting my hair in fucking pigtails, walking around with my shirt off in my girlfriend's house, driving a fucking box truck, and sweating some handsome dude on the internet. Bro, I worked hard as hell not to be your gump ass. Rollo. Bro, dude, you realize most human beings work real hard not to be you, Rollo. Like they go to school specifically. I don't want to be Rollo. Man, I don't want my mama to name me Rollo. I don't want a wife that would name my son Rollo. I don't want my son to look like Rollo. I damn sure I don't want my son to smell like Rollo. Bro, I don't want to be nothing like your ass. Nothing like you. Man, for real. Like, for real, Rollo, what you think this is? I don't want to be like you, Rollo. I want to sell smoke like Rollo. Now, let me tell you who I want to be like, bro. I want to be like me. I want to be like me, man. Yes, please IG about the live streams. Oh, Barbara D, I will send them to you. I'll send them to you. I can get them sent to you. Or I can give you a link to download them. The recent ones, the most recent ones. Rollo's an uneducated peon. Nah, man, for real though, seriously. Like I said, I was in a bad mood today, man. A real bad mood, man. A real bad mood, man. At this point, Rollo should be a metaphor for disappointing. Oh my God, man. Like an old ass man standing. You talking about an old ass hating ass man. That's Rollo's ass. I'm not hating on y'all kids. You better believe me, I got mine when I was your age. You believe that. I got mine in spades when I was your age. So I'm not tripping, brother. I'm not trying to go back there. Y'all would say this issue to Rollo's face. No, I wouldn't say it to Rollo's face. Tierland, I wouldn't talk to Rollo if I saw his ass. Dude, if I saw Rollo, I would look at Rollo's face and see him. My eyes would look this way, and I would keep walking like I didn't. Matter of fact, I would just go this way because he's about that tall. So I just look clear over the top of his head and keep walking. Fuck, I'm talking to Rollo for in real life. I got shit to do. Like I'm saying, like you can see me, I'm walking by you. I got something to do. I'm outside the house. I got something to do. Rollo will knock the meat out of y'all's tacos, man, please. And I own that box truck. After he wakes up from this taser shaking his ass all over the place. Yeah, I'm sure he'll split my taco as soon as he takes that taser out of the middle of his chest and he stops shaking and peeing on himself. Yeah, I'm sure. Dude, I'm in Texas. Zip. Bro, everybody can hurt everybody, man. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. Anyway, here's a link, man, to the chat. I'm telling you, man, for real, for real. I'm not lying to y'all, man. I want to debate y'all. I want to prove it. Dude, you know who I want to debate really bad? Neil deGrasse Tyson. What is it? Neil deGrasse Tyson. I swear to God, I want to debate him on one thing. This dude. But anyway, those are the type of people I'm worried about arguing with, dog. Just so you know, peon ass Rollo. I want to argue with him about what he said about out-of-body experiences. That's what I want to talk to his ass about. All of that damn space shit, cool. That other shit he said, that's bullshit, bro. Ouch. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, I'll shoot your ass with a taser, bro. If I'm prepared, you got me confused. Devin is the most trustworthy man in boxing. Bill Haney is Christ-like. This is what I heard on Alphabet Channel yesterday. No joke. No, you're joking. Come on, bro. Bitch, I'm from Texas. Rollo, the type of dude, be like, yeah, man. Hey, dude, this one guy was like, Rollo, he was like, yeah, man, I go to you. Man, I said, man, you're not going to come up in my backyard, bro. I got dog. You're not going to run up in my house, dog, with a dog there. And he's like, man, I ain't worried about your dog. I'll just grab your dog by the throat. I was like, man, you sure? It's an Akita. And he was like, yeah, that Akita. Yeah, that Akita. I'll grab him by the note. Then I was like, yeah, but I got 2 of them. And he was like, yeah, I'll be keeping my ass out your backyard. That's what the fuck I thought. You think I keep 1 dog? You can get 1 dog. You ain't getting 3 of them bitches. Trust you. They gonna make life real ugly if they hit 3. All right, man. Somebody click the link, man. For real, I feel disassociated from people right now. There's your link, Rollo. He said ninjas turning into John Wick behind them dogs. Yeah, they do. I seen a thumbnail saying Gervonta ducked Conor Ben for Lamont. Let me tell you something. Man, look, this one dude started lying like every title and every video. And then he got real successful. And then people started copying him. And they started doing it. So now pretty much there's like 3/4 of YouTube that does that. And it's actually a really nice thing. Because now people that have real content can dial their titles back. I ain't lying, dog. I'm happy, bro, about all y'all lying asses. Because now that everybody knows you lying, dude, everybody else can pull their titles back. Everybody else can be less sensational. Everybody else can just talk to you because they don't believe you no more. You know what I'm saying? Because every time they see y'all shit, they be like, I'm lying again. And I ain't about to go get fried from Fanon by listening to them. Fanon got me out here bad. How can I help you, Richard?
I swear to God, I want to debate him on.
Bro, I can see your face, bro, and you're not talking.
But anyway, those are the type of people I'm.
Dude, you got something to talk about, dude, or you just out here being a fucking weirdo? I don't mean to call you a fucking weirdo, bro. But do you want to talk or not, man? I'm sorry I called you a weirdo. But you're behaving as if I'm suspecting that you're a weirdo. Do you have anything that you actually want to say, man? Or are you just out here to flirt? Yeah. I hate that they put the LGBTQ and DIE in the same category, bro. What about Devin's PA being a duck? He's scared to fight Ryan. They don't think they can beat Ryan. Devin doesn't believe in this. Devin don't believe he can beat Ryan. I don't think. Hey, man, thank you to whoever supported today. Thank you for the $10 holler. I think there's a $10. Thank you, Ralph Chestnut said, for the support. Thank you, Ralph. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you. Mucho gusto. Say that's fact. They lying. Yeah, they lying, bro. Dude, I'm telling you, I was persona non grata. Because I wouldn't do it. Thank you, Marcus. Bro, I'm telling you, I was persona non grata because I wouldn't lie for Devin. And I wouldn't frame Tank. Telling you, I was persona non grata for not framing Tank. Oh, I'm sorry, not framing Gary. Because I refused to frame Gary. Also, Terrence, by the way, I refuse to frame you too. Just so you know, Terrence, I didn't frame you either. Rollo the gay. What you need, Rollo?
Damn, man, you in your feelings? You call my mama a bitch, man?
Oh, I did call your mama a bitch. Yes, I did.
Yeah, you know what that brings where I'm from, right?
Dude, your mama is a bitch.
Okay, well, I can go for that. You know, two mountains may never meet, but two men will.
Bro, look, man, can you please stop fixating on me?
Most definitely.
Thank you. That means if you get off, you're never going to come back again.
Hey.
Bro, because I can literally call your mama a bitch, and you will keep talking to me.
That's cool.
No, it's not cool, bro.
You say
it makes me feel. It makes me, bro. It makes me feel stalked.
One thing gonna happen. We gonna meet at one of them fights.
Bro, you're not meeting me with shit, bro.
It ain't. We gonna meet.
Nah, dog. You're not gonna meet, bro. You're never gonna meet me, Rollo.
What you not taking into account is
Rollo. I don't care about you. Is what you have to take into consideration. I'm never gonna meet you. I don't want to meet you. If you see me, you ain't saying shit to me. Trust me. Okay? Because as soon as I see your face and you walk up to me, I'm going to hurt you. I promise.
Man, you ain't
okay?
Gonna hurt. You ain't going to hurt.
I'm going to tell you right now what you just did, Rollo.
You're not going to hurt nothing.
Because no, you said it on tape.
We'll meet one day.
No, Rollo, we're not. Let me going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to call the police on your ass. Like Devin called them on Ryan. After I tase your ass and kick you in your fucking mouth. When I see you. Because if you walk up to me and I recognize you, I promise you I'm going to try to hurt you right away. With some shit you're not going to see coming. Okay? I would appreciate if you leave me alone because you're threatening me. Okay? You are stalking me and you are threatening me. And I will find the police where you're from and I'll send them to your fucking door. Okay? You need to leave me alone, Rollo.
You coward, I've never once threatened you.
Rollo,
I
you
know
just
a coward
you
like
just
that.
threatened me.
I said we'll meet.
You fucking idiot. You just threatened me. You just threatened me. Nigga, you just threatened me. Now, on tape, at minute 149:53. I'll have your ass in jail, fuck boy. Now I'll have you in jail. Keep fucking around with me. I'll prove I'm a lawyer. Stop harassing me. Please.
Come on, coward. I never.
No, dog. You
I never
threatened me.
you.
You just threatened me, and you called me a coward. Stupid. You called me a coward, which means I'm afraid. Afraid of what? Afraid of your threat that you just made. I have the right to defend myself against you, Rollo. Thank you. And it is at 1 minute, 1 hour, 50 seconds, and 43 seconds of this video. Thank you for threatening me. And thank you for allowing me to defend myself to the fullest against you. Bitch, go away. You threatened me. You threatened me. You said you're going to meet me someday. And it's going to be what? At a fight, you said you was going to come get me. You said you were going to come get me at a fight, a boxing match. That's a threat. And I am in reasonable apprehension of harm. Let me tell you the law. Y'all don't like the law. You dumbass just made me reasonably apprehend or anticipate violence, which means I can do whatever I want to you when I see you, as soon as I see you. And it's self-defense, stupid. Keep your mouth shut, bozo. Keep your mouth shut, bozo. How can I help you, the Boxer Pro?
Yo, he's into you, Rollo.
I mean, apparently. How can I help you? The fuck is wrong with these people? Bye, Rollo. Go away. And I'm going to tell you, bro, I really don't like you threatening me. I really don't. You think that's a joke? I don't think that's a joke. I think I'm talking in front of hundreds of thousands of people, bro. And you jumped up on here and threatened me. I don't know why y'all would do that. Hey, T. Orlando said he's laying the foundation. Hell yeah, I'm laying the foundation. I've been laid the foundation on his ass. Dude, when I'm talking to all y'all, I'm laying the foundation, bro. You're not about to sit up here and threaten me. I'm going to keep you on this fucker for about 15 minutes so I can hear it and have it on tape. Exactly, bro. Anyway, here's a link, man. Now, what it is, bro, it's just an undefeatable argument. It's just an undefeatable argument, bro. Anyway, man, I get a lot of those. I get death threats. I get everything. Just so you guys know. Why you boxers are out here acting like everybody's all, like everybody, like ain't nobody else risking nothing. Dude, you clown. These clowns threaten me damn near every day over you. I'll be there to see the fight and Tank fight. I might have to jump in. Nah, bro. Nah, I ain't in the back. I threw his ass out, bro. Nah, he's not in the back. I threw him out. Seriously, man, I don't want to do that with you people anymore, man. I want to have real talks with adults, man. I don't want you creeps continually talking to me, man. You're ruining my day. Anyway, Fanon, do you think Regis was obligated to support Devin in the Ryan PED situation? No, of course he isn't. What do you mean, do I think Regis is obligated to support Devin in the Ryan PED situation? What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. Bro, let me tell you something. Because they have to go all the way there with me. Because I won't stop. I'm telling you, I got mental health issues. Told you. Look, why do people send death threats? You're going to kill me over a boxing discussion? Yeah. Let me tell you, bro, because they don't know how to stop. Just like Bill and Devin and those guys don't know how to stop. Bro, your argument, you're just, at a certain point in time, you're just wrong. You know what I mean? Like at a certain point in time, bro, you're just wrong. That's the problem with Boxing Hacker. Boxing, you're just wrong. Boxing Hacker, bro, the things we're talking about, you're just wrong. Okay, it's not some, oh, well, I don't really know. Maybe we can see if it's objective and change. No, bro, you're just wrong. You're just wrong. And it's okay to just be wrong. But young men today, young people don't like being wrong, man. They don't like being wrong, or people don't like to be wrong, generally, not young people. But they really don't. People really don't like being wrong. It's like once you've made up your mind about something, it's like your brain freezes. And it's like whatever the truth is that you perceive, that's what it is. And it's going to take all kind of effort to get you to change that. So when they talk to me, you better fucking believe I'm going to change that shit quick. Okay? And everybody's seen it. So it's not like I'm making it up. I'll change your shit quick. Like your whole shit will be wrong fast. Because I know exactly what's wrong with it. And I'll get right to it. And when it's wrong, it's wrong. There's not going to be any correcting. It's just wrong. So you don't want to deal with that, and you get mad, and you start making up other stories, and before you know it, you're sitting up there with 50, 60 lies you done told because you don't want to admit the first lie. So you got to back it up with new lie after new lie after new lie after new lie. All off Devin and shit like that. Think of how many lies people have said around Devin. And then when you get the lie, think, why did they tell that lie? And guess what you're going to see? They told that lie because they were covering up for the lie before that. And why did they tell that lie? Because they were covering up for the lie before that. And I can tell you and show you that with literal YouTube channels. From, hey man, Gervonta Davis is fighting God, what is it? What's a great example? Let's go to a rule example of that. Gervonta Davis is the WBA champion. Devin Haney is the WBA super champion. Devin Haney is lying about being able to be available to fight Gervonta because Devin has a contract with George Kambosos for the second fight. That's already set, right? So what do? They got to lie. And they make some shit up about activating a mandatory. So instead of telling the truth, which is Devin's not available, so it means you can't clout chase him for another couple of weeks. Sorry, hit the pause button because Devin's got a fight scheduled, already agreed to. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. If you just activate your mandatory. So that situation goes by, and then you start talking about other people activating mandatories. So then you're lying. You're taking that lie that you needed to cover up for the first lie, and now you're taking that lie, telling other people it. They hear it as a fact, and then they take that fact and apply it to somebody else, activating a mandatory. Even though it never existed. It only started because of your imagination, Bill. That rule started in Bill's imagination. And all of a sudden, it's being applied to Arthur Beterbiev. Like, I'm telling you, if you listen to this narrative soup, what I meant by narrative soup is that these people have told so many different lies that no matter how you stick your label in that soup, you're going to come up with 4 or 5 of them. They don't know the truth from a lie no more because they done told so many stories. You can go to YouTube channels and say, these guys have announced fights for 16 different dates. The same fight. Got 10 different dates. It just keeps moving up and up and up and up. And there was always a reason why it had to move up and up and up. And the reason is always a lie because it was never said in the beginning. So you say, well, why didn't it happen in October? I thought you said the fight was going to be in October. Well, Errol ducked. Errol didn't accept the deal. Errol, this is what. So you got to make up all these lies for why it didn't happen in October. And then you got to figure out why it didn't happen in November and why it didn't happen in December. And that's what we do. Dang near every day. And Rollo, anyway, speaking a lie is the truth. Honor no situation where our Lord is made wrong. I'm sorry. Mark said that's why you don't come outside, because you be talking about people's mom and everything. Dude, I'm outside every day, boy. What the fuck you talking about? I'm outside every day. What do you mean that's why I don't go outside? What kind of shit is that? I don't go outside. Dude, I'm outside every day, bro. I'm recognized by people every day. Not every day, but I'm recognized by people when I go outside often. I'm outside every day, bro. How the hell would you know I'm not outside? What you mean? You looking for me or something? Again. Bunch of whatever. Anyway, what do you think about the 48 hours got enrolled in VADA? 2 Cent that he don't want to fight. He don't want to fight. 2 Cent? That's what I think. I think that tells me that Devin don't want to fight him. Because this shit is the stupidest request. I'm sorry, man. Like I said, I'm not going to be in a good mood today, man. Bro, I stay outside. I mean, what is that shit outside anyway? I'm not a fucking kid. Like, dude, what does that mean to be outside? What you think I'm going to go play what you think I'm going to go jump on the swings or something? Bro, if I'm outside my house, it's because I got some shit to do. That's crazy, bro. Anyway, is another play to preset? I'm not sure that. That's what I was on. 2 Cent. Yeah. So here's the thing. This is the way I think about it. If I wanted to fight, if I was Devin and Bill, and I wanted to fight Ryan, when Ryan comes off suspension, would I give him a 48? Would I get on the internet on a Sunday night and set a 48-hour deadline for him to sign up with VADA, who he threatened to sue, and whom he said I don't trust because they're associated with Victor Conti? And on top of that, you expect me to pay $260,000 to do it? Do you guys realize that the request that Devin Haney made of Ryan Garcia could cost him up to $260,000? Yeah, thank you, mister. I mean, do you know that? You know it costs $260,000? Because VADA tests are $2,000 a test. $2,000 a test. Which means if you have 10 tests in a month, that's $20,000 a month. If you're tested for a year, how much is that? 240,000? Let me see. I'm sorry. You know I'm bad at math. So 20,000 times 10 is 200,000. That's 240,000. Yep. Devin said you got 48 hours to spend $240,000. You got 28 hours. You got 4. This is what Devin said, 2 Cent. Hey, Ryan, if you want to fight me, you got 48 hours to agree to pay VADA $260,000, up to $260,000 for a year. Do you really think Ryan Garcia is going to spend $2,000 one time on a guy that is suing him? So not only does Devin ask him to spend up to $240,000, he's also asking him, he's also suing him while he's asking to do that. Now, let me tell you, am I supposed to take that serious? Would you take that serious, people? If I was suing you and then I jumped on the internet, I didn't even call you. I just jumped on internet and told a bunch of people who are not you. He got 48 hours to pay this guy $250,000, or I won't fight him after I get done suing him. Dude, that shit sounds stupid. But that's okay. You guys don't think like that. That's okay. I know. You guys don't think like that. You guys don't think like that. You guys think for the good of boxing, he should do it for the good of boxing. He should pay, every boxer should have to pay $240,000 a year to an organization that Victor Conti started so they can be good for boxing. That is what Victor Conti and Bill Haney and those guys are trying to tell you. That boxers that don't make $250,000 a year after taxes need to be subject to up to $260,000 worth of tests with them at $2,000 a test when VADA doesn't even do anything. VADA doesn't even do anything for those $2,000 a test. You might as well just go to WADA. Why don't I go to WADA and cut you out? If WADA's doing the testing, and the only thing you have is a testing protocol, why am I paying you $2,000 when I can pay them $1,000? Or, since nobody's actually requiring it of me, because I'm not fighting, how about I just keep my money in my pocket? And I don't pay you year-round. Dude, they are trying to get year-round payments from every boxer in boxing of up to $240,000, bro. That's like $20 million worth of fucking fees in a year. Sorry, man. I got to stop cussing. I told you I was in a bad mood. All you're doing is paying VADA to send it to WADA. But you got to come up off the money. Dude, I'm going to do this math for you again, bro. A VADA test is $2,000. There are, I think they said, I don't know how many said that they thought that how many they can do. But let's say they just do 10, which is what? 3 a week for 2 weeks and 2 a week for the other 2. 1 week you get hit up and the last week you get hit up. And other than that, you only get 2 out of the 7 days. That's 10. That's 10. That's $20,000 a month on top of the rest of your expenses. And on top of the fact that you can't go nowhere. And you got to let them in their house anytime you want to. And Devin is insisting that Ryan pay for that while he's suing him. This stuff is bordering on stupid, okay? This is bordering on stupid. And I'm telling you, bro, I talk every day I'm on here, man. Every day I'm on here, I try my absolute best to tell you what I honestly think. But you guys right now are just making shit up. You guys do not believe what you're saying. When Jean-Pierre got on yesterday and I told him that, I was like, man, look, dude, I'm not even going to pretend like you believe what you're saying. You don't. All you're doing is just saying something so you can hear yourself talk or to have somebody be here to defend Devin. And you're saying anything you can say, but you don't really believe anything that you're saying. And do you remember what he said? After I honestly asked him and I was really almost not pleading, but I was like, man, look, Jean, can you please stop faking it with me, man? Can you please stop faking the conversations? Because you don't really believe that, bro. Fanon, you go to source, bro. What is that, Fanon? You go to source, bro. F everybody hating. No, I'm not tripping on anybody hating, man. You guys can hate on me. I don't care about the hating. What I care about is the fact that you guys keep lying on these fighters, man. With these terrible ass things you're doing to them. There's no way that Lamont Roach should be treated like this ahead of his biggest fight of his career. I mean, and I know you guys may not have him on his mind. You just don't have him on your mind. You're not thinking. Man, you know what, man? If I jump out here and I say this about Lamont Roach, bro, I'm really trying to keep this kid from earning money. And on top of it, bro, I don't really know that much about this kid. He may surprise me. And hey, man, there's a lot of people that get up there and fail. So what? I'm not gonna shit on him getting up there and trying and getting paid to do it. But you guys are literally saying you'd rather have Gervonta Davis sitting at home. And once you guys started saying you'd rather have him sit at home, you know full well, bro, you've taken your argument off. You've literally taken your argument off the ledge. Because nobody can support you not wanting boxing matches. Okay? And I want to explain that thought. You guys left the ranch, man, when you said you don't want to see a fight at all. Whenever you have a YouTube channel or somebody advocating for boxing that says we don't want to see boxing, you have to hear that for what that is. They're really telling me they would rather have Tank not fight than fight Lamont. At that point in time, you've gone overboard. Because now you're trying to prevent these fighters from earning a living. I can understand if you get to the point and you say, okay, I want this guy over that guy, or I want this woman over that woman in that fight. Like, that's the better fight. But once you guys got to Gervonta Davis's fourth option and you didn't stop, when you didn't say, okay, man, he tried with 4 people. All right, man, that's the fight we're going to get then. No, you guys went even further. You said, well, we don't want the fight at all. You guys don't know when to stop. DJ, how can I help you?
Good morning, Fernand.
Good morning.
I gotta preface this by first saying I'm not even really a Haney fan like that. I like the guy, but I'm just neutral. But I just want you to explain this to me. So I know how you were talking about the lawsuit and like the rules behind it all. If someone was to get in a car accident with a drunk driver, you can sue that drunk driver for injury, even though because the rules of driving is you can't be under the influence. So isn't it kind of the same thing with this lawsuit? Even though they know
not remotely.
Okay, yeah, that's what I need you to explain because I just me not knowing nothing about it.
Would you like for me to explain why that example is not remotely appropriate, or would you like me to explain the situation? I'm willing to do both.
Yeah, could you do both?
Okay, so first, let me tell you why that doesn't apply.
Okay.
Because in driving case, what you're saying is you're making an argument that I was driving down the road and somebody violated a traffic rule. And then they negligently jumped over and hit my car. I was injured and I'm suing them. That's the scenario, right?
Pretty much. Basically, yeah. Somebody hit you.
Okay, great. So what that is, now watch this. That is straight up and down textbook case of negligence. If they had something in their system that caused it, they're going to charge them for that. If they just look down at their phone, I do believe that's reckless. I do believe that is reckless endangerment or something like that. But that is actually a violation of a law that is laid down. So there's no controversy on that. The situation with Devin is nothing like that. Because it is an issue that is in contract. Okay? There's a contract. Mm-hmm. And he is claiming that they breached the contract. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. So basically,
listen, don't ask any questions because I've done this a lot of times. I'm going to walk you through the thought process. But I'm going to walk you through the thought process literally step by step. So just, if you understand, just say, I understand. And then I'll move to the next step. Okay? Is that fair?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. So There's two types. In Devin's case, there's two types of complaints he has. One is in contract. One is about a contract. All of the other ones are what you call a tort. Okay?
Okay.
So again, there's two types of charges for Devin. One is a contract claim, and the other one is a tort claim. You cannot, off of one action, the same action, claim breach of contract and a tort. Now, I'm not going to tell you what a tort is yet. I just want you to understand that there's something called a tort.
Gotcha.
And there's something called a contract. And you cannot claim breach of contract if there was a tort. And I'll tell you why. Because torts relate to fault. Contracts relate to consent. If you claim breach of contract, you are saying that you consented to the contract. But if you're claiming a tort, you're claiming you didn't consent to that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of like a clause, I guess.
No, it's nothing to do with a clause. Please don't try to understand. Please don't try to do a parallel because it will never work. It's a very simple thing that you need to understand.
Okay, well, let me ask you this real quick. What if he didn't even go about it the way he did? What if he only tried to attack the Austrian usage and the fact that he broke that rule? Would that be more of an argument?
No, that argument, all of his arguments lose.
Oh, okay.
My opinion, all of his arguments lose. My opinion, all of them lose. On their own merit, they all lose. But you have to still pick one or the other. You have to pick contract or you have to pick tort. One or the other. You either have to say, I agreed to this action and he didn't keep his end of the bargain, or you got to say he did this to me and I didn't agree to it.
And he can't do that because he signed the contract.
And you can't do both at the same time.
Right.
Now, good. So that makes sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so now let me get to the next step. Because there are steps in this you won't see. That's why I'm saying don't ask questions. Just let me take you through the steps. Now, let's get back into contract. The breach of contract. The breach of contract that he's claiming is that Ryan Garcia used Ostarine. Right?
Yeah.
This is the problem and why I believe that it doesn't work. Because of two things. One, you have to have, when you claim battery, it doesn't work as battery. Because you're, again, breach of contract. But let's talk about why they want to change it. They want to claim that because the Austrian was there, that means it wasn't a level playing field. And because it wasn't a level playing field, he didn't consent to it. Right?
Okay.
So he's trying to remove his consent because of the positive Austrian test. That's why he says this. That's his argument. That's his lawyer's argument. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And there's the problem. Because if you claim that the contract's not valid because you didn't consent, then you can't get paid for the contract because the contract didn't exist. So any money that you got, you have to give back.
Dang.
Right? Because you're saying the contract didn't exist.
Right.
You're saying I never consented to fight him like that.
Yeah, he's voiding the contract.
So exactly. That's why I'm saying let me go through this. Okay? Let me say it. Because this is not something that's common sense. It's really not. Way too many people in this world, and I'm not talking to you, think everything is common sense. No, this is the rules that I'm giving you. Okay?
Yeah.
And there's a reason why these rules are here. You cannot claim that somebody tricked you into signing a contract. So therefore, you don't have to perform under the contract because that was fraud. But yet, collect money for doing what you did in the contract. You can't claim it's fraud, and you agreed at the same time. So that's why I'm saying, just as a matter of public policy, you can't do that. Now, as to, I promise you I'm going to get to it. You can ask, but whatever you ask, I promise I'm going to get to.
All right. No, I was just going to ask, is there anything that he can do to get compensated? Or I know he's already been compensated, but I mean for the Austrian usage. Is there
No,
anything?
because he already agreed. That's why I
there's
told you I
nothing
was
Yeah.
gonna get to him.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
told you I was gonna get to it. No, because in the rules, in the contract, they had the WBC rules in the contract. Do you know how they cited the WBC rules and said that they guaranteed a clean fight?
No.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're saying, hey, it says in the contract that you were going to give us a fair, clean fight.
Okay. Okay.
And you didn't give us a fair, clean fight, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Well, the only reason he had to give you a clean fight, right, is because it was in the contract, right?
Right.
Well, guess what? All of the Austrian tests, the VADA, New York State Athletic Commission, all that's in his contract too. It's not just in his contract that he's going to get paid. It's in his contract that they will get VADA tested. And it's in his contract that the WBC and the New York State Athletic Commission's penalties will apply under the contract.
Ah, okay. Wow. So this is all just a waste of time then.
Bro, so he agreed to the punishment for Ryan Garcia before the fight actually happened. Just like Ryan agreed to any punishment for Devin if Devin had popped dirty. Now let's go to this idea that he deserves the money back. Because I think we've done away with the battery and the fraud and the breach of contract. You can't claim battery and fraud and breach of contract. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
So if you choose battery, out goes the breach of contract. But if you choose battery and you say you didn't consent, you got a big problem. Because you have to have proximate cause to prove the damage in battery. You can't just say somebody hit me and I need money. It's not how that works. If somebody hits you, they have to harm you. I can't blow air at you and you get $1 million for assault because nothing happened to you. Mm-hmm. But if I hit you in the mouth, I break your jaw, you can't go to work for a month, and you got $50,000 worth of hospital bills. Well, hey, I might have to come out of my pocket, huh?
Got you.
See what I'm saying? So you actually have to have damages, and you need to have proximate cause to claim those damages. So proximate cause means that the action that you're claiming, which is his ostarine, is the reason that he got hit in that boxing match and hurt. Now listen to me too. Watch this. Again, the damages have to be related to something concrete. Mm. Okay? You can't tie it to his punch. You can't tie it to him getting hit because everybody gets hit in boxing matches. His injuries are consistent with a regular boxing match. So you can't claim it was the ostarine. He got beat just like he didn't get beat any different than Rolly Romero got beat. So you can't say you can't prove the proximate cause. That's the problem with claiming that it was ostarine. Not because we don't really know if it helped you or not. That's cool argument, but that's a rookie argument. Mm-hmm. I'm not wasting my time on that argument. I don't care how much of that shit was in his system. You cannot connect it to the injury because I know full well that there's boxers that have been killed by the same punch from somebody that didn't have it in his system. So somebody could hit you that same punch and you could have died. And you know you could have died. Right. You can't claim you got hit with something that was not the worst damage you could have got and claim that damage was caused by ostarine and not just a regular punch when a regular punch can kill you. Okay. So, bro, he's not getting shit from that.
Okay.
Okay,
Final question. Final question. If Bill came to you himself and asked you to litigate it, I know you don't do that kind of stuff.
I'm not a litigator.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, hypothetically, do you think you could formulate an argument that will win for him?
No, but I could
Okay,
come up with a better one.
got you. All right, man.
I mean,
Appreciate
seriously,
that.
you want to know the better one?
Sure.
This shit is weak as fucking water, but it's better. It's unconscionable. You have to say that due to duress I was put under, the duress I was put under,
Mm-hmm.
that I made a decision that was influenced by the force they put on me to sign this. If they would have made the argument that Devin only signed that extension because of the pressure from Oscar, because of the pressure he felt, because Ryan put him on the spot and he didn't want to cancel the fight.
Right.
He felt all kind of pressure and stress around that. He could sue him for that. That's intentional infliction. That's coercion. That's intentional infliction of mental distress. Purposeful manipulation. It may not work, but it's a better argument.
Right.
Because it's real. Devin was sitting there, and Devin's like, man, I'm about to have this fight. And the dude missed weight on purpose. And then they give me only a couple minutes a day to decide whether or not I'm going to take this fight. I already paid $300,000 to Sandor Martin, so I'm already in a hole. These dudes put these numbers on me. I was under a situation where they took advantage of me because I didn't know what I was doing because of the stress. And it's unconscionable. And what I would argue is it was unconscionable that I would agree to net revenue, to net profit. Like, I would say something happened there. I might even fuck around and tell Bill to jump on the sword. Like, Bill, you got to jump on the sword here. Like, there's all kind of things you can do.
Right.
Like, but Bill ain't going to jump on no sword for Devin. Like, dude, a lot of
He
times.
didn't even want to throw in the towel.
Like, no, for real, think about this. Dude, no joke, and I mean this shit. If it was between me and my dad had done some shit, say my dad had embezzled something.
Mm-hmm.
But my dad runs the company, and my dad is like 60 years old. He's really important to all these people. And I'm sitting there, and I'm just kind of like a lower middle manager guy. And I'm looking at 6 months versus him looking at 6 months. I'm going to jump on the sword.
Right.
I'm going to be like, nah, that was me.
Right.
And I'm going to jump on the sword.
Yep.
It's not a bad analogy, you stupid, because I wasn't making an analogy, dummy. What I was doing is trying to tell you that sometimes somebody may have to take the fall for you.
Right.
For you to get into situations where you can work these things out. Plausible deniability, bro. Like, there's no way I would have ever agreed to a gross revenue. There's no way I would have done that. No way I would have done that. I need gross. And then I would say, look, bro, I don't care. We can settle this. But, bro, I need a payment out of gross revenue.
Right.
Let's settle for some payment out of gross revenue, and we can agree to the next fight I'm paid out of gross revenue. Okay? And if I drop this suit and we all act like this, I won't drag your name, bro, because I'm telling you, if I was dragging Oscar's name, bro, I'd fry Oscar. Like, for real, I'd do Oscar. I don't say I really like, I never met him, but I mean for real. The argument that you have with Oscar is that Oscar exploited Devin. There's a very strong argument that he exploited Devin. And he took advantage of Devin's ignorance. Yeah. And he took advantage of Bill's naivete.
Right.
But Bill and Devin will never admit that they didn't know it and they got suckered. So since they will never admit that they got suckered and they got better, they have to rely upon arguments that will never work. See, in order for him to get past this, I think, from a strategic point of view, he has to humble himself. And I'm going to tell you why. Like, for me, in this channel, there was a lot of rumors about me. Like, a lot. Maybe about 4 years ago. And people were like, man, Fanon is this, Fanon is that. Fanon's in a hospital. Fanon's never coming back. Fanon's not this, not that. And I had to decide, okay, what am I going to do about this? And I thought, do I give him an explanation that is ultimately going to fall apart in like 3 years? Or I just give him the truth?
Right.
Well, I pretty much just need to tell everybody, yeah, man, what these people said to me about me and my mental health issue, they were right. That's what it was. And that's where I was. I was in a hospital for maybe about 3 weeks. After that, I came home. I went back in. I came out, was out, I went back in until I kind of worked everything out. It took about 6 months for me to really get my head and try to get my whole situation together. Right? So now everybody can say, oh, well, what happened to Fanon? What happened to Martin? Oh, man, he went to the hospital. He just got sick. And then everybody like they can understand that because everybody else they've been sick in their life. They've
everybody goes through stuff, man.
Yeah, everybody went through something. But when you when Bill want to act like he's the smartest businessman in the world, and it's apparent that you're not, Bill, I don't want to break it to you, bro, but it's readily available. It's readily apparent you're not. I mean, you guys can play games all you want, but when I'm talking to Boxing Hacker, bro, I know he's not a lawyer, bro. You all are waiting around to figure out whether or not he's a lawyer or not. I promise you ain't no lawyer on here going to tell you I ain't no lawyer based off what I talked to you about. They know there's no way I can explain to you that without that.
Yeah, you speak the language.
Yeah, you know it. There's no way a lawyer will tell you I'm not a lawyer. Right. I don't have to. That's kind of like I'm a noob, right? Like Kappa Alpha Psi is my fraternity.
Right.
I promise you, bro, no noob ever has to check my card.
Mm-hmm.
No noob ever has to check my card. And if they check my card once, them niggas ain't checking it twice.
Right. Because he's validated.
Because that's the language. The language is, hey, what's up, brother? How you? Oh, yeah, but BG Fall 89, right? I'll tell them where I'm from. And then they tell me, if they say one more thing to me about where I'm from, ask me one more question. Yeah, it's on and popping. And why is that? Because I know the culture. And if I don't do that, they'll be like, oh, yeah, he a mark, bro. No, that's why when dude came on the channel and called me, he said my name was, he called me Nan the other day.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, bro, my name ain't Nan. My name is Martin. I'm not going to allow you to determine what you call me. You going to call me what I want you to call me, and I'm going to call you what you want me to call you.
Yeah, it's just respect, man.
Yeah, it's those little things, bro. So what I'm telling you is the depth. I'm telling you, Bill does not have that respect for people that he should have respect for.
Okay.
If Bill Haney truly had respect for me and what I told him about widgets, this shit would have never happened. But he never understood it because he just wanted to be able to repeat it. He didn't want to because he can't understand it. That's all I'm saying. And so if Devin wants to get out of it, the only way that I see Devin fixing this is a couple things. One, admit that Oscar De La Hoya just beat you out that money. Admit it. Don't act like you're big businessman, bro, because you're butt naked in the street, dog.
Damn.
Okay, you can't be butt naked in the street talking about you rich. You butt naked in the street, bro. The king has no clothes. You ever heard that saying? The king has no clothes?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, there's this story because there was a king who was real famous, had all kind of great. I'm probably killing the story, but this is the gist of it. He was really, really wealthy, right? And he had all of this pomp and circumstance, mansions and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, somehow somebody forced his ass out the castle and made him walk down the street and took all his clothes off. The emperor has no clothes, thank you. And they took all his clothes off. And they look at the emperor and they don't see the guy in the mansion anymore. They don't see the guy in the palace rather. And they don't see, they see a dude that's butt naked just like you walking down the street.
Yeah.
That means they lost respect for you, bro. I'm telling you. Anybody that knows net profit and really knows business, bro, they must have been licking their chops looking at Bill coming. I'm telling you, to offer him net profit on that deal, they had to be licking his chops looking at him walking in the door. That's a mark coming in the door.
Yeah,
you know how they say women, you know how they say, like my daughter, like, Daddy, will you please come with me to this auto dealer so they don't rip me off?
Right.
I say, nah, baby, go there by yourself. And when they quote that price, leave. That's all you need to do. You need to be like, when they say, hey, we think this is $90,000. You know what you say? Okay, great. No, thank you. Goodbye. And then you go take that 90,000 they ask, you go to somebody else and have them go. And if they offer more, you go to a third. There's ways. That's business. That's how you
That's
go
smart.
about it. That's how you learn these things.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, I hope I answered your question, man.
Hey, man, you did more. You went above and beyond. I appreciate that, man.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you, DJ. Get
All right,
back.
have a good one.
You as well, sir. Salute. That's what an old man needs, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's what an old man needs, dog. Just to talk to a young man that really wants to learn. Dude, I'm 55 years old, man. I got a lot to teach you. You'd be surprised what people can learn, people can teach you if you shut up and listen. And that's why I went through that, bro. Now listen, young men. And I'm going to get off here, man. Really, I'm not going too long today, man. Look, young men, this is my public service announcement to you. Bro, be humble. Be humble and learn. It's such a cheat code. It's such a cheat code. Bro, I just explained to y'all some shit that is the truth, bro. You could go get a Supreme Court justice. They ain't going to tell you shit than what I just told you. That coercion is the argument. Bill, your argument is in coercion. That's where your argument was. Coercion and manipulation. And you just say it about Oscar in public. You don't have to go sue him, Bill. All you got to say is, you're right. I let my son down and we got paid in this net. He just took advantage of us. Yeah, he's a smart guy. He took advantage of us. Dude, just say that. But no, I got to be the alpha. I can never admit that I was wrong. Bro, that shit is a recipe for disaster. I myself have been in a hospital and I get made fun of at least 5 times a week by about 2 people on the planet when you tell the truth. I mean it. I'm giving you guys this for free. Rollo is the only person that ever talks to me about that shit. Because he thinks for some reason that that's going to make me look less around other people. But brother, again, if you truly believe in God, if you truly know God, how can you ever be less than another man? And if you can never be less than another man, then what's the shame of telling somebody you lost? What's the shame of telling somebody you fell? What's the shame in accepting it yourself that you fell, that you're not perfect? You know you're not perfect. So relieve the stress from yourself and stop trying to fool everybody else, because none of them think you're perfect. The only person that thinks they're perfect is the only scenario in which there's any perfection thought of is when you think you have to be it for the benefit of somebody else. Be yourself. That God gave you, and be appreciative of that. But you young people don't want to learn nothing, man. I swear, bro, I taught contracts this month. Like, dude, you guys should know contracts back and forth if you guys would listen. Anyway. Bro, you got to be okay to forgive yourself from losses, Devin. You got to be okay if somebody got over on you, man, because sometimes you got to learn. But you need to leave Gervonta alone. I'm telling you, man, you guys play with that shit. That's not safe. I mean it. Playing with people's blessings, wishing people well that don't think that of themselves. Anyway, one more caller, then I'm going to get out of here, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the chat today. I really hope you did. I really hope you do. I really hope you do. You young men can grow up, man. You young men can do well. Really, really, really well. That cause Rollo doesn't like what? Hey, thank you, David Disdain, because I knew it was going to be like that today, man. I got to see you, Dean. Give me 1 second. Because on the real, man, like, y'all are genius, man. Some of y'all are genius. Like, all right, so let me say this. I put up on Twitter, I'm going to come to you, Dean. This one song I really, 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 really loved about that Nipsey Hussle did. The one that, this line. I got you, Mr. Miles. I'm going to get it, brother. Let me get it first. And I got you, Dean. Mr. Miles just said, no, the next one. Okay, probably the next one. Oh, lighten your mood. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. I need it. Hey, yes, sir. He said, I'm praying for everybody affected in Florida. Yes, sir. Yeah, that one, man. This line right here, bro. Because this, I swear, man. I was like, I don't know, man. I'm 55, bro. This line that he put out here, bro. I damn near cry every time I hear it. Because it was like God gave me the message. And I know there's so many other people that feel like this, man. Where'd it go? Man, I don't know where it is. Give me 1 second. I get it. And I got you, Dean. I'm not going to. Okay, here you go. No, it actually didn't go up. Anyway, man, I don't know. I can't. I thought I posted it. I know I posted it. Oh, here it is. All right, so it's this one. Young black NIGGA trapped and can't change it. Know he a genius and he can't claim it because he left him no platforms to explain it. He frustrated, so he gets faded. But deep down, you know he can't fade him. Bro, if you had any idea how many hours I spent staring at a damn ceiling with a blunt in my hand thinking the same thing. Like, how in the world can I ever explain this to people when they never want to hear it? But if you don't have your own faith in yourself and your own belief in yourself and confidence in yourself, man, that shit'll kill you. And there's a lot of kids out there, dude, that are feeling that way because people are trying to put them in boxes. What up, Dean?
Hey, how you doing, Fanon? How's everything, man?
Man, I'm good, man. You know, just being a little bit reflective today, man, because I care about these young black men that are being led by fucking buffoons.
I just wanted to say, man, I'm glad that you spoke on that. I wanted to say this, Fanon. I know I tell you this all the time, but I don't get tired of telling you. I want to say I listen to you, man. I want to say thank you for being the first person to tell me to start my channel, giving me advice about how to go about it. It's been working. So I just want to tell you thank you on that. And that's genuine for now. You know, like I said, you know how we is, big dog. I also wanted to ask you a question. Never asked you this before. It's a little side topic, but I know you got a daughter. I got 3 daughters, and I just want to know what's some of the best advice you could give me on raising girls.
They're not boys. They're not boys. They don't think like boys. And you just have to do this. Honestly, I just think that you got to do the same thing with any child, man. Those children they are themselves, man. They're okay. Children are human beings. They are people. Their own people. They're not you. They're not me. They're not like a derivation of me and my wife. My son is his own person, individual and separate from us. So I have my own hangups in life and my own limitations in life. And if I put those on my son too hard, I will prevent him from growing in a way that he wants to grow. Our job is to have the soil right. Our job is to have the water there, the nourishment there, the encouragement there. That's what we're supposed to do with them. And provide them and let it know that those guys, when they walk out, that they're ready to go. And then after they're ready to go, you're there to support them, no matter what happens to them, no matter where they go. So like, Because there's a lot of pressure from parents. Disappointing your parent can be one of the hardest things in life, especially if you have respect for them. So you have to make it okay for your child to be herself, right? No matter what that means, but yet at the same time, represent your family well and represent herself well. So you just try to give them the best start that they can have, and you try to be as encouraging and positive and empowering as you can, and try not to traumatize them. Like if there's one thing that I would change as a parent, like the early part of my parenthood versus the parenthood that I have now, is I wouldn't traumatize my kid. I wouldn't yell at my son. I wouldn't yell at my daughter. I wouldn't, because it traumatized them. And and sometimes you need to be traumatized. Like you need to be traumatized from walking across the street. But you don't want somebody looking at you and they always feel like you're judging them. That's just the only thing that I could do. But other than that, man, just understand that you don't own them. You don't own them. They're their own person, and they're going to leave one day because they're supposed to leave one day. And I think, like, for me and my son playing basketball, it was the stress the relief I could see on his face when he said that, man, Dad, I don't want to play college basketball. And I was like, that's cool. I ain't worried about it, because I was like, hey, man, you had to do that if I couldn't afford to pay. I'm in a good position now. I can help you pay. When that wasn't the situation for your sister. So your sister had to bust her ass in tennis because she had to earn a scholarship because, I was in and out of hospitals at the time. So it was no guarantee she would be able to go to college if she didn't grind it out. So my daughter always knew her sports was about her having to grind it out because she needed to get that stuff taken care of at college. And she appreciated it. But once my son always had that thought too, about that's what sports was for. But when he decided that he didn't want to do it, he thought that, I would have an attitude. Or when he said that he didn't want to be a lawyer, he wants to be a director. I said, John, if you want to be in artistic things, I'll support you 100%. Artistic, corporate, whatever. It don't matter, bro. As long as you are out there working every day, you're consistent. Oh, that's what I'll teach your daughter too. I would teach your daughter about being constructive and achieving things every day. Like, how many things did you accomplish today? I've accomplished 5 things, Dad. Well, shit, you had a good day. High five. You don't want to know what I accomplished? No, I don't care what you accomplished. I only care that you accomplished it. Because you want your kid to get used to accomplishing things. I think that there's a real problem when you have people looking for jobs and worrying about their future and worrying about all the things down the road versus thinking, how can I achieve this objective today? And how can I achieve that objective tomorrow? And just keep going with that until you wake up one day, like Nipsey Hussle said, right? What was that song? I'm telling you, I really like Nipsey Hussle. Something like you doing something and then you realize that you're great. Do you know that line? Like,
when opportunity what do you say? When opportunity meets preparation. I can't think of it, but that's one of the song dedication on his album.
Yeah, but and the rest of that song, that's what it is, man. Like, you just got to prepare them, man. You just got to prepare them to be productive on a regular basis, and that's it. Be constructive, be productive. And once it's kind of like philosophy, okay? So like for me, whenever I look at any particular issue related to race or politics or anything, I always want to know what a person's viewpoint is on life. Like, do you believe human beings are naturally good, or do you think that they're naturally evil people? Because from that basis, everything else grows. If you think people are negative, people are bad by nature, then you're going to find every group or person around you is all going to be negative by nature as it relates to your goal. But if you think God is internal in everybody and that God is within everyone and everything, then everything has to be of God, so it's not bad. Then you can appreciate the moves that everybody makes. And you'd be surprised how that basic philosophical foundation affects your decisions no matter what you do. So I would say with your kids, you have to focus on the bare essentials because you don't know which way they're going to go. You have to make sure, just like a basketball player, they got to be able to dribble with both hands because you don't know how tall they're going to be. So you don't know what career they may want to go to. You don't know what career or what situation they may want to be in, but you know that no matter what it is, they have these fundamentals. They wake up every morning. They set a goal. They are constructive about that goal. They achieve that goal. And they attach that goal to bigger goals that they have. And they are always goal-oriented. Achievable goals. Relatively short-term. They connect. That keeps your child from stressing the fuck out about what's going to happen in 10 years from now. Right? Because kids will be like, man, what am I going to do when I'm 30? I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm 30. Dude, you don't have to worry about what you're doing when you're 30. You got to worry about what you're going to do tomorrow morning. That's it. Do what the fuck you're supposed to do today. Do what you're supposed to do tomorrow and let those days connect. And the more of those days connect, once you get up to about 9,000 of them days, your ass going to have some money in your pocket.
Fanon, thank you, man. I truly, truly appreciate that, man.
Yeah, that's
truly appreciate that.
Tell her them kids that. I'm telling you, that's practical. They're like, look, man, you need to be goal-oriented today. Let's do the math. If everybody on this chat does 10 things good today, how many things would you done in 100 days? How many good things would you done in 1,000 days? Which is only 3 years. It's a lot. You will achieve a lot that way. But if you sitting up there, I think I'm going to hit the lottery. Oh my, where's my dollar? I want to pay the lottery. Oh my God, I'm so disappointed because I'm not 6'11". Bro, you'll have some money in your pocket if you achieve 10 things a day with a goal and you do that shit for 1,000 days. You're going to make some progress. If your ass is fat, you ain't going to be fat no more in 3 years. I promise you. If you set 5 goals a day for yourself related to your ass not being fat in 5 years, you won't be fat in 5 years. If you don't, you're going to be fatter in 5 years than you are right now.
That makes so much. Lord,
that's it. That's it, Deem. Anybody trying to get you to look past tomorrow with your goals, I mean, you can have broader goals, but anytime you look too far past today or tomorrow, you're getting too far out there. Because, bro, you're not guaranteed tomorrow. You may fuck around, be looking about what's going on next year, getting in an argument with somebody across the street, not paying attention to what you're doing, and it ain't no tomorrow. So don't stress about death. Because death, when you die, you dead. The only people that know you dead, only people that know you dead is everybody but you. So even the fear of death isn't unproductive. You just have to be constructive in what you do every day, and eventually you will build something. That's it. And all black kids and we should know that. We should work that way. If we all work that way, and it don't matter what the goal is, we'll be the most productive people in the world. Easy. And why would that be? Because we're producing 10 things a day. And 10 times 10 is 100. And 100 times a million is 100 million. And you can't beat us if we do that. The only way that you'll beat us is if we don't do that. And we continue to get distracted. And we continue to talk about P. Diddy. And take that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people want to talk. I'm telling you, how about we get some rebuild rations?
Absolutely.
Just rebuild ourselves. Right now, to the end of the week. Just rebuild yourself. 10 things a day for 10 days. That's 100 days. That's 100 things off your to-do list.
For now, I'm gonna try that, and I'm gonna do that because I've been doing that with my channel and everything you told me. It works.
Look, I'm gonna show you. Watch this. Every day of this book. This is my book. Here. All these days, every day in this, I got my goal. Every one of them. Every day. And I went through this one. I went through this one. And I went through about 15 other ones. Every day. My goals are right here. And at the end of the day, I know if I did it or I know if I didn't. And if I did it, I am successful. You can't tell. And that's why when you go to the site, let me tell you what they teach you when you go to that psych ward, though. Can I give you a psych ward lesson?
I'm listening.
Psych ward lesson. When your ass is down, 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 and ain't nothing good, make your bed. It's magic.
Wow, that's simple.
Make your bed. I'm telling you, when everything going bad, man, make your bed. And you look at that bed when you're walking away, you be like, I got that done. Because that's the first win you had that day. How did I develop that habit? Because every day, Kentrell Rooney, I thank God on my knees that I'm not in that hospital. And I thank God, that he gave me this channel. Because, dude, there's no other place I'd rather be than where he put me. So I have to make my bed in the morning. I got to get that win. I got to have it. Like, y'all talk about, like, y'all act like you do that with goals. Like, I got to be the champ. I got to be the champ. No. I got to make that bed. Man, I got to get that win. I got to clean this kitchen. I got to get to 5. I gotta. And you gonna get it done. And you're gonna be good. And I dug myself I'm telling you, I dug myself out of homelessness.
Me too, Fanon. Me
like,
too.
Yeah, I mean, for real. Dude, I was like,
Fanon, I slept on shelter floors, man. Thought my family wasn't gonna be there for me. And I got myself out of that just by the grace of God, man. So when it comes to that, man, getting out of the streets, Fanon, you know how hard it was being one of the last friends.
Let me tell you how I know what it is. It goes away as soon as you know what it is. Mm-hmm. My experience, Dean, was this. I'm telling you, bro, I was walking down a highway, black highway, like 3:00 in the morning, bro. Like, seriously, it's so black you can't see nothing. Because my car broke down and I was still going through it. So I was like, fuck it, I'll walk to Chicago. I just started walking because I knew I had to get home. So I was like, fuck it, my car's broke down. I just keep walking. So I'm walking, I'm telling you, I walked for like 15 minutes. An ambulance pulled up to me. And the ambulance said, hey, man, come on in, we'll give you a ride. And I didn't know, all I knew was that I know God got me. I'm telling you, this is my experience. I was walking and I was like, I couldn't see nothing. About to walk to Chicago, half out of my mind. And I was like, man, I ain't even scared because I know God got me. And then right when I was saying that, boop, up comes the ambulance. And the ambulance put me in the ambulance. And then they took me, watch this shit. I had no money in my pocket. That ambulance took me to St. Louis. I was in St. Louis for a day. I had no money. They gave me $35. They gave me money for a bus ticket. They gave me a bus ticket to Chicago. My brother picked me up as soon as I got there. My brother picked me up. And my brother put me in his room. And I was sitting in the bed like, yeah, I told you, I knew God had me. With no fear. And I've had that same feeling ever since. And I've had that's what it is. And when you know that, that's when I think you're free. Because bro, I know I'm going to die. That's a given. And when I'm dead, it ain't going to matter because I'll be dead. It's about how I live. And I'm going to acknowledge God in everything that I do because of that.
Fanon, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, anytime, man. That's what I would say give your kid, man. And never let him not believe God's real.
Oh, absolutely not.
That other thing I told you, I told my son, this is a lesson I told my daughter, though, and this is how it worked out. Mm-hmm. I never took my daughter to church. And I never took my son to church. Because I said, man, you don't I don't need you to go to church. And I was like, because I just need for you to know God is real. That's it. Whatever church you decide to go to, whatever you do, I'm not getting into the rest of that stuff. As long as you know without a doubt that ain't nothing created without a creator. And if you understand that, you got the base of what you need to be successful. You have everything you need to be successful. Once you know God is real. Once you know it's real. Not think it's real. Have faith it's real. Know it's real. And do you know what? Have you ever heard of the book Think and Grow Rich?
No.
If you go read, there's a book called Think and Grow Rich. If you ever read the writings of those billionaires in the 30s, They almost talked about nothing related to the actual business. All of it was in your belief in God. They believed they said, think and you grow rich. You have to manifest that for yourself. You have to believe that that's the case. Like it's already there and trust is there. And then you walk forward with that knowledge and it manifests for you. But that is a deep understanding of the metaphysical universe. That's not business that they're telling you about. They're telling you, how do you create your reality for yourself? That's what I would teach that's what I tried. That's all I said around my kids, because my kids will absorb all of that. And then guess what will happen with your kids when you say that stuff just around them? 10 years down the road, you'll be sitting there listening to them. And all of a sudden they will pull out something you said and you taught them, but they'll have a different angle to it. It'll be better than what you gave them. And they won't even remember you gave it to them. My daughter does that all the time. She'll come back with a thought, an inspiration, and I'll be like, yeah, I told that her when she was a kid, but she don't remember it. But that thought stayed there. And when she saw it, it came for her. That's why you need to model for your kids, not talk. You got to model for them. If you want your kid to work, she got to see you working. She got to see you working. If you want your son to treat if you want your son to treat a woman right, you got to treat your woman right in front of them. You have to. You can't tell them, you got to show them. Always. You can tell them, but you got to show them. My son wasn't listening to nothing I said until I got some money in my account. Telling you. It's important.
Phenom, man, I appreciate you so much. Next week, I'm gonna come back up here, and I'm gonna let you know about them goals I didn't achieve.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to do it, bro. And if you don't achieve a goal, you know what you do the next day?
Talk to me.
You write the goal down again, and you do it again, and you completely forget about yesterday.
My God.
Just like a basketball player. You got to treat that shit like a basketball player.
Absolutely, like Kobe Bryant.
I fucked up yesterday. I ain't fucking up today. If you fuck up 3 days in a row, though, you quit. Just understand, if those goals don't go 3 days in a row, you don't take care of them goals, you quit.
And I ain't no quitter. That's
exactly. You give 1 day, maybe. 2 days, okay. 3 days, you quit. And I don't even give a shit if you on vacation. You can think about what you need to go, what your goal is. You can think, because you can do something. Anyway, that's it.
I appreciate you so much, big dog. Thank you for
anytime, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you for your time, man.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. That's a very good one. Rich poor dad, rich dad, poor dad. Anyway, man, you know what it is. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, look, because nobody want to holler at me. Honestly, man, for me, voodoo was better for me. Hey, man, my mama hates when I say it. I understood it through voodoo way better than any of that stuff. Okay, I got you. Okay, thank you, man. I'm so sorry, y'all. And I appreciate you guys being patient with me today. I'm telling you, today I was kind of off. Like, I'm for real. I was off today. And I really appreciate you, bro. I really appreciate y'all talking to me. I'm telling you, I was off today, man. Let me get to these super chats real quick. Hey, Jason Anderson, thank you. I got it, man. Thank you, brother. For the 10, he said, for the great talk, your statement was real, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. I'm trying to be real. I'm trying to be real, man. I'm trying. Hey, man, my man says support for the John Bowie Ford Foundation is today. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, the next $100 super chat gets a Tommy Hearns glove sent to you. Phil Sloan, what up, Phil? He said 10 a.m. Thank you, man. He said boxing wisdom. Thank you, brother. Say what off, Fanon? You hit strong today. Nah, man, seriously, man, because I woke up this morning in a little bit of a tizzy, man. I'm telling you, man, I get tired. I get tired, bro. And I understand, man. I got problems, so I just get worried sometimes about myself. For the show, thank you, bro. Yeah, I got time for 2 more calls. There's one right here, but yeah, Jameson, I got time. What's up, Blaze? How can I help you, man?
Oh, thanks, brother. I just wanted to give you some great feedback. Definitely words of inspiration. Definitely being a black man, foundational black American in America, right? And going through what we're going through. I was a young man that came up in poverty. Both of my parents, suffered from substance abuse, low income housing, all that street stuff. Did a
Yeah.
prison bid. And I'm proud to say, finding my spirituality, right? And I actually found it in my comedicism. And just being able to grow and have brothers who navigated it before me help inspire me to see something in myself that I didn't see in me when I was in my 20s to grow and be the man that I am today, man. And I can stand here and say that I'm a proud husband, father, and homeowner, coming from those circumstances. And so, I just appreciate these words that you say because, I love your show because you touch everything and you're not just trying to be real. You are real, brother. And just big brother to us as well, just setting an example, having a strong platform, having a strong voice to inspire us to have our voice. So I just wanted to come on the show and let you know I appreciate you.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, Blaze. Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
All right, brother, continue
All
to
right,
be
man.
great.
You as well, brother. Have a great day. Yeah. I missed the combo. I have to go back and hear. What up, Fresh Baker? Tony Robinson said, is it true about Benavidez and Morrell? Yes, that's true. Yes, that's true. It is true. It is true. It's true. Yeah, but anyway, man, thank you guys, man. Because I can't really talk. It's funny, man. Like, you guys are easier to talk to than people in like my real life. Like, I mean, it's funny, man. But no, man, I did want to talk about that, y'all, today, man, because you guys are putting these kids through some stuff, man. Like, we got Steve Fulton Jr. is coming back, man. He's coming back. Hopefully, we'll get to see him in that fight with Brandon Figueroa. Man, that's a great fight, man. And I'm happy. And honestly, Joe, I'm really happy for Lamont Roach. I really feel I like DC dudes, man. I like cats from DC, man. I really feel, like the dudes out, in the 8th Ward and the 4th Ward, like Ward 4. I think you call it Ward. What do you guys call it? Is it 8th Ward or Ward 8? I think in New Orleans, it's 8th Ward. In DC, it's Ward 8. Sometimes the cities, I forget the wards, but Southeast out there in DC, man. I mean, like that environment is so rough, man. And to see these kids coming out of there, man, getting world championships, and to see that like half of the black country apparently crapping on the kid, that's what I was thinking about. That's like, man, if I'm Lamont Roach, man, I'm mad at y'all, man. like what did I do to deserve all this, man? Because I lost to Jamel Herring's a world champion, man. You're from Ward 4? Oh, you about Fenty, huh? Anyway, man, I'm out of here, man. Nah, see, yeah, Southeast, yeah, man. Magic World said, got 5 kids, good advice. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Moi said, how come you are not talking Beterbiev and Bivol more? There's nothing to say. What you want me to say about Beterbiev and Bivol? They don't speak English. So I don't know what they've said. Beterbiev and Bivol just get in the ring. Oh, well, cry me a river for $80. What is that, Fahim? Hey, thank you, Strictly TNC. I thank you, man. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for that compliment, man. But look, man, I'll let y'all young folk go. I know y'all got things to do. Thank y'all for y'all support today, man. It's huge. Oh, man, that's so big, bro. Oh, you from Ward 3? Okay. Anyway, but I'm out of here, man. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. Y'all have a wonderful day. Deuces. Thank y'all for your support today. I'm out.